All right. Been a while since I did this. Let me wait till I got somebody in here with me. Lot to talk about, lot to talk about, lot to talk about. Uh-oh. My man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Four. Oh, man, I got four in here with me already. Oh, shit. It's about to pop. All right. So first of all, they got four people in here. Thank y'all for joining me. First of all, I want to apologize to everybody that I was in here with, all the people that supported me along the way, all the friends and all the guys that I met in here for letting y'all down. I let fear of economic insecurity and things that could happen to my company, to my job, and to my financial life take me away from something that fulfilled my life, saved my life, and gave me a life, and gave me brothers and friends that I have until the end of my life, no matter what happens with all of that. So with that being said, the title of this live was MGTOW 2020, a 10-day blue pill undercover investigation. And the reason why I called it that topic is because something that I lived, something that I experienced, and something I think a lot of people along this journey are going to experience, and that is what I would call a blue pill relapse. It is very easy to come on these videos, these channels, and talk about how many people and how easy it's going to be to just avoid women, not deal with women, never talk to women again, never fuck women again, never deal with women again. But I am going to tell you just from my experience. What's up, Short Tech Designs? Good to see you, man. Glad you're in here with me, bro. Yep, where I've been. I just explained that, Felipe, but I'm about to get to it again, man. You know, and what we're talking about tonight is like falling back and blue pilling for a while, man, because I gotta say, man, the allure of what's up, Savior? I know I seen you call the other day, man. Sorry I missed your call, bro. I was busy, man. I was busy and I forgot to get back to you, man. But I'm talking about blue pill relapsing, man. So I got afraid, you know, I seen some things that happened to like the life of an ex-simp, what I was just about to talk about. Yeah, man. So I took down my channel. I took down my videos from fear of, I guess you would say, financial retribution. People finding things out, you know, exposing me. But I thought to myself this: if I have to suffer for telling the truth, is it really suffering anyway? If my business has to suffer for me telling the truth, is it suffering? And to be honest, I don't really care. Like, I've never had anything really in my life, and I realize that everything in this life is fleeing, and not really to be attached to anyway. So whatever comes from me telling the truth and talking about my experiences with other people who have had the same experience as me gets me in some kind of trouble, I really don't care. So back to the topic at hand. What is the business? What the business is? I don't know, but I'm gonna put my number up there for people to call in later on, and we're gonna talk. And we're gonna talk about blue pill relapses and y'all stories with that. So after I shut my channel off, I got back in touch with someone who I had from my past, and this is a very dangerous thing, and I'm gonna talk about it with y'all fellas, which is something very dangerous that I figured out on my own. I thought that since I had all of this information, that I could go back into a situation where I had an emotional attachment to someone and use all the information that I had to control that situation. And I'm just letting y'all know that it's impossible. I know. What's up, bro? Good to see you, HD. I'm getting into that now, man. So I talked to some of my friends, and I'm about to shout some people out that who have stayed in contact with me and stayed in touch with me through this process and have understood why I did what I did. And I talked to a few of them about coming back, and they thought it was a good decision. I got a couple of them on here with me. MGTOW Savior, what's up, my brother? Fat Guy No More, what's up, my brother? Trent No Spoon Coach, I know you're at work right now. Big Alex, shout out, that's my brother. And you know, my boy Mike from San Antonio. What up, Mark? Good to see you, man. But yeah, so what happened was I let fear and lack of faith in myself and what I was doing propel me into erasing my channel, not erasing my channel, but erasing my videos, because I had heard some people say that they were getting in trouble for videos and stuff like that. So I sat back for a while, and in the process of doing that, I was contacted by an ex of mine who contacted me out of the blue. Long story short, we started sleeping together, and I thought, because I had all this great information and I had all these friends and I knew about all this red pill stuff and everything like that, that I could go back in a situation like that and control it. And I just want to sit here and tell y'all, man, that it only lasted 10 days, man. Because I'm gonna tell you how this shit goes, bro. Before you come into this, and before you start talking to other guys, and before you start realizing that the overall spectrum of experience of people today with these kind of situations are all the same, once you go back and deal with that, you can never see things for what you would like it to be. You can only see things for what they are. And when I went back there, me being a different person, me not putting up with that kind of stuff, me seeing what was really going on and standing up for myself. And y'all talking about women, I'm over here playing Black Ops. Yeah, once you take the red pill, you're never the same. So I went there, and she knew something was different. She could tell something was different, because I wasn't just being nice, and I wasn't just like kissing her ass and shit just to kiss her ass. Like, I treated her the way she treated me. And sex was it. Yep. So after a week of being there and stuff like that, I started feeling, we could just feel it, man, when something's not right. Whenever they doing some shit, they ain't got no business talking to somebody else, fucking with somebody else, doing whatever. So I started plotting my exit, and I got a phone call. I called her when I got off of work one day, and she one night we was laying in bed, and we argued, and I barely even touched her, and I didn't touch her like as a push or anything. I just touched her, and she almost called the cops on me, and was about to get me arrested for domestic violence. So after I realized that was the next step, I plotted my exit, and I exited out of there, and I got out the next 2 days, and I haven't looked back since, because I understand, like, I could never live in that dream and live in that force anymore of like going somewhere. Yeah, like going somewhere and just, realizing that like the only thing I'm going to get out of that is like sex and frustration. And I'm just sitting around waiting to, strike at all times, and having to deal with all the stuff that's in the middle of it is just not pleasurable to me anymore. So I moved out, and I moved back to where I was living at before. And now I'm in the process of getting a better place. My business has been doing good. And I just been trying to just make money and do the best I can to get my life together and get my head back right, get my head back in the game. Because, man, you just can't ever see the shit for what it used to be anymore. It's just not possible. Like, it's like the red pill decodes everything. And it's like every time that you go in a situation like that and you deal with it, hey, man, what's up, bro? What's up, sicko? What's up, experience optimist? Let me see if I can see this better, man. Can't really see it too much. Yeah, so I decided just to make a decision, man, because I'm gonna tell y'all this, man, and this is the guy's honest truth, man. I felt more joy and more fulfillment and more happiness and peace and joy by doing these videos with y'all and hanging out and talking to my guys. Hey, shout out Extreme Experience Optimist too, bro. I was thinking about you earlier today, man, in that conversation that we had on here. And I got just more joy and fulfillment out of doing this, man. It gave me a purpose in my life, because I feel like while I was doing this, I was able to help other guys who may be going through the same thing as me, who may be experiencing the same thing as me, and may not have have a voice or be able to say something, you know, about what's going on. And I felt like I let a lot of people down, man. And it wasn't because I was going out there to, like, you know, simp or really blue pill anything like that. I just got afraid that the powers that be could somehow, you know, control my finances, eliminate my business, or get me in trouble and stuff like that. But like, I realized today that, like, the sign in the market with true man is like not worrying about that, because I'm not attached to none of that stuff anyway. And, you know, if that's taken away from me, it still doesn't change who I am as a person and what I'm doing. So this means more to me than that. But I just basically just put that title up there to let y'all know that, you know, I went back and stayed with this chick for like 10 days. And I got with this chick and I went back for like 10 days and stayed with her and stuff like that. And like I tell y'all, man, like, I just want to say, man, never go back, man. You know, never go back to a situation. Never go back to a situation with a female where you were blue pilled and you were a simp before you take the red pill and become who you are, because no matter who you become, they'll never respect you because they'll always remember who you were. And you know, that's one thing that I've understood in my life today, is that I would, yeah, I was thinking to myself, I would rather be respected than be acted, than be given fake love from someone, you know, because with the condition of this stuff out here today, and the condition with these chicks, man, the only thing they respect is power, man. The only thing they respect is power, and the only power that you really have when yeah, I'm a pop 'em. I still got some. Um, yeah, and the only respect, man, old school Tony Carter, love you, bro. I was thinking about you earlier. I know I had got a couple of phone calls from you. I'm glad to see you, man. I was thinking about you earlier. I even talked about you to somebody earlier. Um, it was really it's really impossible to garner respect out here, man. Like, it's the only, you know, you would think, you know, you would think that, you know, being a stand-up guy, you know, like I said, man, I don't drug, I don't drink, I don't hit women, I respect them, I treat them well, I go to work, I come home, I don't cheat, you know, and I try to treat them as good as I can. You would think that that would garner some kind of respect, but it doesn't today in the climate and condition of things like they are, man. All it does is just garner, you know, manipulation, lies, control, and looked at upon as being weak. And it's crazy, man. It's like, and I tell y'all this, man, like, I'm still around women a lot. I go to the gym, you know, I go to the gym. I'm around a lot of chicks and all that. And the funny thing about it is that when chicks understand that you're not trying to hit on them and you're not trying to get with them, they will get very comfortable and they will start telling you the truth. And I was at the club. What's up, Tony Flores? I was at the club 2 weekends ago, and I was talking to this 21-year-old girl, and we were just having conversation and stuff like that. And I asked her how many people she slept with, and she told me that she slept with 43 people by 21. And she proceeded to tell me that she had slept with 5 people in the bar that night, and everybody she's ever slept with, she didn't care about any of them. And she said that she felt like she was a guy, and the guys that she was dealing with were like chicks. You know, and what I want to say about this wasn't even a highly attractive girl. This was, I would give her, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 5.5, 6, only because she was young. And she slept with 43 people by 21. And that's if she was telling the truth about that. And her attitude toward life and toward men was astounding to me. And at one time, me being a person I used to be, I probably would have thought that that was a turn on. and probably would have tried to smash her, but it just kind of disgusted me. And then another thing I've been seeing a lot lately is that I've been getting flirted with and hit on by a lot of married women, engaged women, and women that are in relationships. And once you take the red pill, you are you get to decipher reality and see things for what they are. And it's I would call it the red pill reality stone, whatever you want to call it. And it lets you see things. And I had a situation where I talked to this married lady, and I've talked to married women where they told me that they never loved their husbands. They never loved them. They wasn't in love with them. And then I asked them, why did they marry them? And they didn't even know how to answer it. You know, it's astounding to me that you would go as far as to marry someone. And the funny thing about that was this. I've seen these same women who didn't love these men, but these men who they totally destroyed and totally just ruined still care about them and still care about their safety and their well-being, well past the relationship being over, the sex being over, the attachment being over, any chance of them getting back together. These men still have care, concern for the well-being of that woman. You know, and I look at it as how much men are bashed in the media, and you know how much men are talked badly about how much we cheat, and you know how we don't care and stuff like that. But honestly, I've never seen a woman care about a man after the end of a relationship or have any feelings toward him. I've never seen a woman have concern for the person's well-being after the relationship was over. I've never seen any of that happen before, but I've seen a lot of men, you know, still care about the woman they were with, no matter if the woman cheated, dogged them out, divorced them, took all their money, took all their stuff, kept their kids. These men still care about these women, man. And it's something I'm not even really on here to talk bad about the opposite sex or whatever. I'm just here to talk about reality, man, of what I see every day, man. You know, and I had to ask myself a question. Like, I'm like, well, am I just being a hater? Because I don't, like, I asked myself, if I just had a gang of beautiful women throwing themselves at me at all times, would I still feel the way I feel? And to be honest with you, you know, it may be a distraction for a time being, but I would still understand the nature of what I'm dealing with, that it wouldn't be about me. The only reason that would be happening to me would be due to my financial status, my social status, or my look status. It wouldn't be because it was about who I was or what I was doing or they liked me for me. It would just be something, getting something out of it. And me and my brother, Trent, you know, last night was talking about how sex is different for men and women. And in a relationship, you know, between a man and a woman, we want sex because we want sex. We love sex. We love the woman. We love our woman. We love showing our woman we love them by having sex with them. But they don't use sex for the same purpose that we use sex. They use sex as a tool to control and to extract more from you, whether it would be more attention, more energy, more control, more of whatever. It's a control mechanism more than a way to bond with you, man. You know, so I just really been understanding a lot of things. Like, I've been watching this guy online. He's not a red pill guy or a MGTOW guy, but his name is Jesse Lee Peterson. It's a black guy who does these shows and stuff like that, and says, like, basically talking about how, you know, if you have anger and if you have emotion, you basically being a woman, you know, because women move off of emotion and men move off of logic. And if I had to say God could be personified to anything on this earth, it would be logic. And I think women know this, so they use, see, because on the inside, yeah, look, Nick Tyrese, you know who I'm talking about. Beta, amazing. He talks about how, like, we were talking about how, a man on the inside is naturally calm, peaceful, tranquil, logical. All right, fat dude, unfat dude, logical, peaceful, measurement, and all of that. Well, on the inside of a woman, she is chaotic, crazy, and all of that. And her goal is to make you on the outside what she is on the inside. And that's why you'll see a woman nagging and complaining and arguing and baiting you into argument and all that. And they even did a scientific study, shout out Red Pill Wisdom. They did a scientific study where it was shown that the female garners pleasure from seeing her partner be in emotional distress due to her. So what I was saying about the Jesse Lee Peterson thing was, he was saying, like, you have to forgive, your father and your mother, and forgive anyone who has wronged you, and get rid of that stuff out of you. And then you don't have to walk around in fear, doubt, and insecurity anymore. Because, like, whenever you're walking around with fear, doubt, and insecurity inside of yourself, and I know most of us still struggle with that, yo, what up, bro? Good to see you. Well, most of us walk around with that. And when we walk around with that, we attract the wrong kind of things in our life, man. And it's crazy, man. And basically, whenever you look at it, man, relationships are basically based out of desperation, man. And whoever's the most desperate is always the one that gets used and abused. Insecurity, yeah, self-esteem killer. They aren't worth it. I know, man. Like, it's crazy, man. And like, look, I don't think that there aren't any decent women out there. I don't believe that. Like, I'm not one of these people. Look, I say this all the time. There is nothing more in this world that I would want than to have a family, than to have a good wife, a good family, and, live a good existence out. But in the condition and the climate that things are today, the possibility of that happening is very, 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 insignificant. It's not really a good chance of it happening. But like I say, I think there are decent women out there, but I don't think it's in the type of women that I'm attracted to, because due to something that I don't really know, I'm usually attracted to women who are very physically attractive. And being physically attractive in the climate that we live in today is a free pass to do whatever you want. And with the advent of social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all this kind of stuff, they have a constant barrage of bombs of attention at them all the time. So if you are not giving all of yourself to them, they have people that are willing to do that. And not just one, because I was on Facebook the other day and I seen a meme that a girl posted, and this girl is decently attractive and just had a baby. And she posted a meme that said, "You think it's easy being single? Try having 6 people try to chill with you in one night." People don't post stuff like that if it's not a reality. And this is a decently attractive girl. So you think of a girl that's highly attractive, a beautiful woman. She got at least 20, 30 dudes in her inbox at all times, man, offering to bring her out, offering to give her this, offering to pay for this, offering to do this. And you think that if you give one of these chicks, because I thought this at one time, you think if you give it one of these chicks that I'm talking about, one of these bougie, good looking, beautiful, fine, breast implant, body done, Instagram model type of chicks, you think if you get with one of these chicks that they gonna put all that down because you that special? Do you really believe that, man? Do you really in your heart of hearts think you that special that this chick's gonna put behind money, sugar daddies, attention, dudes, all this for you? Like, come on, man. I know who I am. I know I'm just an average Joe, out here trying to make a good living and live in peace. So I know when I get with these chicks, man, they not dropping none of this. They not dropping the dudes they talking to. When I got back with my chick, she ain't my chick, she's everybody's chick. But whenever I started dealing with the chick again that I was dealing with, she told people through the grapevine that when I was back over there, she was talking to other dudes and hollering at other dudes when I was with her. So, it's a dirty game out here. But the red pill to save your life, because guess what? I ain't never married none of them. I ain't never put no kids in none of them. And I ain't got no ties to none of them. So I just straight up, got in and got out. Luckily for me, they had their tubes tied. I didn't have no STDs. I ain't never got no STDs, by the grace of God. So yeah, man, I just 9 10s of trouble, and they always go out. Yeah, definitely, man. That 9s and 10s, man. I'd say 6 7s 8s 9s and 10s, man. 6 7 8 9. Yeah, Felipe Rodriguez. I came up with something, man. I'm extraordinarily ordinary, and I'm all right with that. I've been blessed with some gifts, but I'm ordinary, and that's all right. I'm average looking, I'm average height, I'm average income, and I'm all right with that, man. Because the average man can relate to me, and I just like to help people that a lot of people can't help. But I'm about to go get my phone. I'm about to open the chat lines up. If any of y'all had any blue pill relapses and want to share y'all stories with us in our back, we would love to hear them. We got 20 in here, and like I said, I like interactive live shows. I'm gonna be posting videos again on topics and all kind of things. It's not gonna be on the same stuff that most content is on and stuff like that. I always like to bring original stuff, but I'm about to go get my phone. I'm gonna open the lines up and hopefully I can get some calls. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna put the number on there. If y'all don't have it anymore, let's see. Got me a Jew, trying to put down them cigarettes. Not too bad. I'd like to live to see my company make $1 million. Hopefully by putting down cigarettes, I can do that. Been working out at the gym a lot, working out with this monster ass dude. Yes. We have the no more fat guy on the phone. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy?
What are you doing, man?
Talk to me, man. You ain't had no blue pill relapse. You just want to talk shit?
Actually, I was talking about that today because I just had a little one this morning, and I was kind of, you're watching a couple other people talk about it. You know how TFM talks about it's all in our head.
Yep.
I was going to do about a 3-4 minute video on this. I figured I'd just throw it on your live stream.
Why not?
Burn some time, But yeah, we kind of know that love is just a dopamine hit.
Absolutely.
You might as well watch some porn and jerk off. You're going to get your dopamine hit.
Yep.
But as you were saying there before about being a woman, and this is what gets us in trouble, because any emotion causes us to basically be a woman. But we also got to look at it too. It's like your hope, your love, and your joy versus your anger, terror, and hate. Either which way you cut it, it's a nervous system hit and a sympathetic response in our body, which causes physical chaos. So by being around women, we're getting these, what you would, call it emotions. I don't know what you want them for, but
they're ugly.
They're actually shortening our lifespan. I mean, I just the other day, I'm spending time going out to eat, and you socialize with women at all, and these things called feels kind of creep up.
Yeah.
And all they freaking did, all this morning, I'm doing my work, doing my stuff, and I got this shock, I might actually have these things called feelings, and I'm like, this is just a chemical reaction in my body because the logic sensors in my brain tell me it's bullshit. But all the rest of me is just going nuts. I'm like, man, I got off my anxiety medication. I don't need this shit.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then, because I had an experience last night. So I've been doing pretty good with that because I haven't been dealing with any woman that I would have any kind of emotional interest in whatsoever. But last night I got 2 pairs of shorts that were raggedy as fuck and a broken PlayStation controller returned to me through my sister's friend who was good friends with my ex. And it elicited an emotional reaction out of me. Okay. Like I like, okay, why she sent that to me? You know, all that kind of shit. Well, I understand why she sent it to me because I haven't talked to her in a month. And she wanted to elicit a response from me, whether it would be physical or emotional, because it's still a sense of control over me if I feel something. But what I don't understand is there any way that you think it's possible to control that reaction? Because I haven't been able to. I controlled my reaction to it, but by not doing anything. But what I'm saying is, do you think it's any way to not feel that way when that happens?
Well, you pretty much did it. I mean, you're going to have that response no matter what, because like you said earlier, we're the only ones with actual feelings. We're the only ones with genuine care.
Yeah.
As soon as, I mean, we've all seen it. As soon as she's done with you, you're in the trash and she's already riding the next dick. So,
instantaneously.
I mean, that's been done for years. You just gotta, you're kind of like where I got to here about a month ago. You start just looking at everybody, knowing what they're going to try and do.
Yep.
And I've just been trying to keep my head above water because I actually was in a location where I was doing my job, and there was actually a very nice, young, attractive woman socializing with people that I work around just for a short period of time. And I literally walked in the place, and I saw her, and then immediately ignored it. And it was just about the neatest feeling I have. In and out about 3 times, and out of all those times I completely ignored her. And the third time I went in, I went and looked at the clock, got what I needed to do, and realized I didn't see her at all. It felt freaking amazing because you could just feel that where they were like, ooh, it's a man, and then they just wanted attention. And I'm like, I've been down that boat a couple times in my life. It ain't gonna end well for us.
No.
That's for sure.
Well, one thing I do have to say, though, is that when a woman is genuinely nice and friendly and is not for any agenda, I do give them credit because they have this woman that works in the gym and she's slightly attractive, but her attitude is stupendous. She's always nice. She's always friendly, and it's not no agenda. So I told her, I was like, you know what? You have a great attitude. I said, that is refreshing in a climate where you have all of these women that are so-called beautiful that are stuck up and look like their life is miserable. And I asked why.
And that's why 9 marry 5.
And I said, why do you think that is? It's because she said they probably feel entitled and they've been told they're pretty their whole life and act like they think they're better than everybody on the surface, but really inside they feel like crap. I said, that's a good explanation.
Hey, man. Just get him some cat.
Yeah. You know.
I shouldn't laugh because, I was going to do a video tonight about life as a simp because that's basically what happened with most of us, and me especially. I always talk about, I'd like to get married, but
I love it.
Just an ex-simp and recovery, that's all.
Well, and think about it like this. Like you could weed out the trash by doing this too. Let's just say, for lack of a better word, or just to talk shit, that we would meet some woman that we think is wonderful down the road, and she's just everything that we thought was opposite of everything that we believe and all this kind of stuff. And it got to the point to where you thought that you would marry her. This is all you would have to do. Hey, baby, I don't believe in state marriage. I believe we could just get married under a church with no paperwork, no nothing, and if it doesn't work, we just go our separate ways. Her answer to that would instantaneously let you know where she stands.
Well, I got one question.
Go ahead.
Did she have a dick at one point in your life?
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta clarify here. We might be getting into some shooting territory there.
But you understand what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, that before the state took over with everything, people just got married under God, which was the natural order of things. Like, you got married, because I believe this, and I'm not a religious person or anything, but I do believe in the order. I believe it's God, then Christ over man, man over woman, woman over children. That's how it's supposed to be. But the order has been so flipped today that it's the woman is God, she's over everything. That like that, because we're so thirsty for pussy that we treat women like we treated our mothers, and we're afraid to stand up to mom because we might not get her love anymore. You understand what I'm saying?
You gotta be careful of that too. Cause I mean, I'm lucky that my parents are still together, but they got married right out of high school, and I think my mom was that was it. They didn't have any other partners the entire way.
Yes.
She hit menopause, and
totally.
My dad and I are working her butts off.
Yeah.
She hits menopause and tells one of her girlfriends that she thinks my dad's cheating on her, and now for the next 6 months that we all know what's going on. The entire neighborhood thinks my dad's cheating on her, and I got girls 5 years later asking me if it's true, and I'm like, right there, I'm like, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm like, really?
Don't even ask me no shit like that.
It's a bunch of social destruction, because if they can't, you got it right on the head. It's all about control.
It's control, man. It's control, because a woman understands that, threats, and that's what I said earlier. Sex is just different to the sexes, man. It's not the same. Men like to think that women fall in love with dick like we fall in love with pussy, man. That is not real, man. Do not ever believe that shit, man. I don't care if she screams your name. I don't care if she screams your name and hits high octaves, and her coochie thrives on your bird, and y'all have the most amazing peaks and come together. It's not the same for her. For you, that's love. You bonding with your woman. To her, that's another way of gaining control over you. Because if you ever notice, when you get in a relationship, right when you get in, they have sex with you a lot. A lot.
And 3 months later, it's like, what happened?
Look, I moved back, okay? I started dealing with my ex again. And before I moved back in with her, we were just seeing each other on the weekends or whatever. Y'all, you know how the story goes when you do that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yep. So we'd have sex on the weekend. That was, okay, so that was like, the whole thing lasted about a month, maybe a month and a half. So I had sex on the weekend, 1, 2, 3, and then I moved back in, and I think in 10 or 11 days, we had sex 4 times, and I got head once in that whole process. Now, when we first started dating and got together, I probably busted 20 nuts in a weekend, man. You know what I mean? I probably got head at least 4 or 5 times a week.
I'm just like, I'm scratching my head here going, why did you move back in? But I mean, we each have our own moments there.
Because I'm retarded sometimes. I need like...
yeah, it happens. I mean, the worst part, I'm like, I'm glad you're back. Because
10 days, bro.
Great refreshing, man.
10 days. 10 days, man. 10.
At least you realize quickly that 10 days didn't turn into an apology, turned into 3 months, and then turned into years of you being a miserable human being.
Yeah, bro. Like, and the day I left, like, it's so weird, bro. Like, I sat there on a couch and I started contemplating, like, okay, do I really feel like apologizing for something I didn't do again, and making up like stuff that I didn't do and apologizing for just to stay here and just go through this again next week? Or do I just want to pack my shit and leave? And it just didn't make any sense, man. And then, like I said, after that, she, I heard through the grapevine, she was talking to other, and think about it like this, bro. Even if we doing that as men, like, we're not going to go do the childish stuff to go after we split up with a chick and go tell her friends that we were talking to other girls to get back to her just to hurt her. Like, we don't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Destruction.
It's childish, man.
Well, they can't physically attack us.
No.
But they can attack us through our, social networking, and that's where all the technology has led to the biggest aspect. I mean, that was partially why I just don't even bother anymore, because after you get, destroy it, and they will ruthlessly go after you and make up any lie that they feel like. I'm like, I don't have the social capital, so I really don't care. You know, they say that women move up hierarchies of wealth and social status, but the social status is just like a complete fabrication of females, you know, whatever they do just in one spot. I mean, you just get rid of all that crap and don't care, and then all of a sudden it's like you see them for what they can't do to you, and yet they'll kind of sit there and flail, and they'll try, but yet because they can't, it pisses them off even more.
Yeah, it's like, and the funny thing about it is that when I left my ex, I played one of my favorite MGTOW videos on my phone as loud as I could the whole time, and she heard it, and the look on her face was pure shock and awe. Like she knew I knew.
Was that from Terrence Pop or what?
No, it was actually a guy called MGTOW Mogul. And he only made like 5 videos, bro. But one of them was called The Problem We All Face. And it's like a 20-minute video. And it basically broke down the condition of everything about how even though after you take the red pill and you watch thousands of videos from all the content produced and all that, but you still want to talk to women, you still want to fuck women, you still want to date. And then he just breaks down all the reasons why you shouldn't. And it just was breaking down women in general and how it is today about they say they slept with 20 people, but it's really 200. And she heard all of that, you know, and it was just like she knew that the jig was up. Like, I know. But I just wanted to read something to you. I sent to my mom the other night, bro. And it was something that it wasn't. I'm just going to read it. I said, check this out and see if you can understand this. Through my woman-hating MGTOW stage I went through, I figured something out. There is something very evil that has been on earth forever, but has slowly gotten bigger and bigger. I truly believe that there are people that none of us see that are connected to this power who interacts with it like true God-loving people commune with him. I don't hate women anymore in the least bit because I truly understand why they are the way they are today. Whatever the evil spirit over the earth is knows the way to bring this world down is to destroy the family unit. He knows that to make it all right in the eyes of society, for women to be promiscuous and whorish and devious and use manipulation to control men through sex and sexuality will make men go against their beliefs, values, and morals to capitulate to the women in fear of losing her affection and attention. And she doesn't care because through social media and all these avenues, they have attention and suitors on demand. People have no clue. And that's why I've forgiven my ex and all other women because they don't even know what they're doing. Point blank, bro.
And the saddest part is if they actually would follow the path, you know, laid out for them, that they, you know, actually love and honor and respect their husbands, none of that would be a problem.
None of it.
You know, none of it. You know, it's kind of like you giving a wild animal, take it out of its cage, and, you know, it's running free and going crazy because it's like never known freedom. So it's just like trying to gobble it all up. But if you give it to it from the get-go, like a woman actually being loyal, by the time they're older, they realize they had a life, they had a family, everything fell into place, and they look back at their life, and all they are is just the joy comes. And then you see all these women, these single, strong, independent girls, and I just look at them, even our age girls, I look at them and I'm like, yep, I don't want nothing to do with
nothing
because I already know where that's going to end.
Absolutely nothing.
Like, man, it's horrible, but if you don't get them when they're like 16 now,
it's over
like
with.
Once they hit puberty, it's like shit, might be 12, it's done already.
Well, and the thing about it is about the love thing, what I've come to understand is love is what happens after the feeling has passed. Love has nothing to do with the feeling. And you want me to tell you how I seen what true love was? My grandfather passed away about 2 months ago, bro. He was 88 years old. And for the last 6 to 8 months of his life, he was laid in a hospital bed and couldn't move. My grandmother been with him for 63 years, bro. At the end of his life, do you think they were still in love with each other, quote unquote? Do you think they were still euphorically oxytocin connected to each other and having sex every day? And no, bro. But guess what? She changed his diapers at the end of his life, man. She dug shit out of his ass, man. She took care of him until the day he died, man. That's not happening anymore, cuz. That is not happening.
How old is she?
She's 86.
Ooh, that's a kind of a dangerous one, too, because a lot of those couples like that, when they've been together so long, I mean, I hope not, but I mean, it's like one would die, and within short period of time, the other dies of loneliness because they literally get so together, they're connected.
Well, my family's so good, bro, that my mother moved in with them when my grandfather got sick, and she's still living with my grandmother now, to where my grandmother doesn't have to be by herself. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to the good women, man. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my grandma. They just don't make them like that anymore, man.
Fewer and fewer, man. They're just getting fewer and fewer.
You know?
But yeah, man, you got other calls, man. I wanted to get that because I'm like, I was gonna do a video. I'm like, man, I'll drag your stream out so we can get up to, you know, a lot more viewers. I don't know what it's at now, but
it's at 17. I think it was at 25 at one time, bro. But that's good, bro. Hey, look, man.
I'm glad you're back, man. It's about time. I figured now it comes the healing. Now comes the healing.
I'm not angry no more, man. I'm really not, bro. You know, it is what it is, man. You know, I'm just glad I'm back with my bros. Like I said at the beginning of this, I apologize to everybody, bro, for, you know, letting y'all down for a while and everything like that, and getting off of my purpose and letting fear, you know, control me, man. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, you just crack 1,000 subscribers in like 2 weeks. It's no big deal.
All right, bro. Good talking to you, man. Much love, bro. I'm still going to take you up on that football game too, man.
Yeah, you hurry up, man. We're running out of games, and the quarterback, you know, better chance.
Yeah, we get some cheap, good tickets, man. All right, bro. I'm gonna talk to you soon, man. Take care of yourself, bro.
Yeah, peace, brother.
All right, man. Always good talking to a brother, man. Much love, Fat God No More, bro. True brother, true man. All right, I'm gonna put my number up on the screen if anybody else wants to call in. Give us a blue pill relapse story, or how it was dealing with women or trying to be in a relationship after taking a pill, man. See if our stories are similar in nature. You know, get the likes up. You know, share, comment, whatever on the videos, man. You know, yeah, like I said, man, you know, call in, man. The number's on there, bro. I love talking to y'all, man. I love hearing y'all experience. California in the house. Who I'm talking to?
Is this the man with one eye?
This is the man with one eye.
This is Experienced Optimist.
What's up, Experienced Optimist? My man.
Yeah, man. What's up, man? I just want to make it quick. I'm actually at work right now. I just want to call. I want to say some real quick, you know, and, you know, first of all, I want to say, you know, what's up with you, man? How you been?
I've been okay, man. Like I said in the beginning of this video, man, I told everybody, bro, I apologize, man, for disappearing for a while, letting people down and stuff like that. I let the fear of financial distress or what people could do to me or all this kind of stuff get me off of my purpose, man. But I come to realize I can't be attached to none of that anyway, and this stuff saved my life, so I'm back, man. I'm back better than ever, man.
Well, you know, they got MGTOW Savior, right? You heard about what happened to MGTOW Savior.
Somewhat I heard, yeah, he told me something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't unwarranted. I mean, they can really go after you because they really went after him. You know, he lost his business and everything. You know, so I was hoping that would happen to you. So when you went underground, I was like, maybe that's a good thing.
Well, and the thing I think about too is I've never made any incendiary commentary either, though, bro. I've never came on here and blasted women or anything like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've never came on here and did any, you know, hateful commentary. So it's like, what can somebody say about the stuff that I'm saying, bro? Like what?
Yeah.
You know,
you know how it is, though. You know.
I mean, yeah, bro. I get it, but whatever. I don't care, man. I ain't never had shit anyway. So what they take it from me was. What's up with you though, man? Enough about me, man. I'm trying to get this business going, bro. It's up and down when you start your own stuff, man. But you know, one day at a time, it's gonna be all right, bro.
Yeah, I know you're gonna be all right, man. For me, man, I've just been thinking about. You know, I made a video about it. Actually, I was talking to MGTOW Savior about it. So I left the pussy plantation, man, but I wanna leave the corporate plantation now. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. And then once I leave that corporate plantation, I wanna make videos talking about how other men can leave the corporate plantation as well.
You're gonna help a lot of people with that too, bro.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Because you're still a slave, man, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like you're a slave to the corporations, man. Like, you know, it's like this is what I thought about when I started my own business. I'm like, because I got a neighbor across the street, all right? Good man, bro. One of the best men I ever met in my life, bro. Don't have a harmful bone in his body, bro. Would never hurt nobody. He worked for a company as a salesman for like 30 years, bro. And when it was time to get rid of him and get somebody younger and cheaper to do his job, bro, they threw him out, and now he's cutting grass and don't have really anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they'll use you like that and throw you away.
so many guys that they do that to now. That's why I always, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I always like push doing the military, doing it the right way. Follow the plan I have, go in, do 20 years, and just get a pension and get out and leave the U.S. or go retire someplace where it's, cheaper than the U.S. If you do that, then you'll be all right. I see a lot of guys, engineers. This one dude, check this out. MIT, man. He went to MIT.
Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Exactly. He went to MIT. He used to put in overtime hours all the time. One time there was this engineer. She didn't know what she was doing. He worked hard, made sure that she got the job done. You know what they did, man? They fired this guy and then laughed about it after they fired him.
Yeah. So I got somebody on here asking what happened to MGTOW Savior. You wanna comment on that? I mean, it's pretty much known knowledge already. I mean, who came after him? I think it was a woman that he dealt with before or something like that, huh?
Yeah, it was something like, so basically what happened, what he told me was that, he was doing videos. A lady saw some of his videos. And when she saw some of his videos, she tried to sue him and took him to court. But when he took him to court, you have freedom of speech. So, of course, he's not going to get in trouble. But then his partners found out about it. So it dissolved his business that he was doing with his partners or whatever. So he was an entrepreneur, so he lost that. So that's what happened.
Guess what, though, baby? I'm an electrician. What they going to do to me?
Well, yeah, you got your own company and everything.
Man, I'm a skilled laborer, bro. I could go anywhere and do anything. You know what? Because they're going to need me forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. I think men need to really start looking at trades and stuff now, also as well, and just getting into that. So,
man, it's good talking to you, bro. I miss you, bro. I was thinking about you earlier, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about you too, man. I was like, when you said something about the woman, I was like, oh man, that happens to the best of us, man. Like,
Well, yeah, it's easy to understand all of this, bro. But what
yeah.
I think what men don't understand, bro, is how powerful sex really is, man.
Yeah,
it's such a powerful tool, man. Like, and I think we get it. I think we get it confused of thinking of sex as a physical act and not the spiritual consequences that come from it, man.
Exactly. We don't want to admit that we're feeling close to and connecting with the woman. We don't want to admit it until it's too late.
I think about it like this. Like, I've never had a sexually transmitted disease, but I've had a lot of spiritually transmitted diseases, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. The more sex you have with women and something like that woman, you feel like a part of, and then sometimes when you're with a woman and you can feel like the energy she takes from you as well.
Yeah, man.
I noticed.
Well, if you ever notice, just like even look at it in the form of orgasm, the difference between a man and a woman, like when you're with a woman and you orgasm and you ejaculate, it's like you knocked out for like 30 minutes, bro. But she gets up, bro, after you put your energy in her, and she's cleaning up, picking up, she's bouncing all over the place. And that just goes to show you it's a transfer of energy. Like, you're giving her your energy when you're doing that, man. Why do you think they love cum so much, bro? Because it's energy to them, man. It's life energy,
Yeah, they love that, man. What's so funny about it, too, I like how you were talking earlier about how they use sex for different reasons. The thing is, a woman can use sex to connect with you, but the thing is, she never does, man.
No.
Most women don't.
Well, why? Why, though? Because they've connected with so many people already, man. Think about it like this, my brother. You're a smart cat like me, bro, and you think above the physical plane. You understand the mental and the spiritual aspects of life, bro. Have you ever noticed this, man? People need to notice this about women that they date today, bro. If you dating women who are older and experienced in life, anywhere you go with her, on a date, to a place, have sex, do something, she's done that with another man. And more than likely with that man, she's had raw, unprotected sex with him, and he has ejaculated in her. So he becomes a part of her forever. So while she's at that place with you, she's thinking about him and him and him and doing that with him and him and him. And when she ain't with you and she's with him, she's thinking about you doing that with you. So how do you ever win with something like that, man?
Exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing that's so crazy. But the thing is, I think a lot of men don't really realize as well, even with women with low body counts, maybe she's a virgin or whatever, female nature is so, I don't want to say shady, but it's so like off kilter or whatever that she'll flip on you too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen it when I was in the military. I can't. That's when I first saw it in the military, man. There was these young women. They were sexually inexperienced or whatever, but they were still attracted to the bad boy. I had one friend that was attracted to a friend of mine. He was a bad boy, and she was engaged to be married.
Yeah.
She was engaged to be married. I think I told you about this. These
you
guys
did.
drive all the way down there. Yeah. It was that. I met girls like that. Probably maybe a virgin or maybe had 2 sexual partners, and they still flipped because they always get bored, man. And a lot of guys say, well, you know, she slept with 20 guys, so therefore she can't commit. It's like, nah, man. Female nature is so suspect that they can have a few sexual partners and they'll still flip on you.
Yeah,
because they see another person, they see a guy that reminds them of Brad Pitt or whatever. She'll get with that dude. She'll go to Spain, and then she'll get caught up in the moment when she's in Spain. She'll sleep with Jorge. It's just stuff like that. It's like, so you can never trust her to not sleep with someone else.
Man, look,
even if she has a few sexual partners.
Look, bro, I'm gonna suggest that if anybody hasn't gone listen to MGTOW Mogul's videos, this dude got 5 videos, bro.
Man, I'm putting that in my notes right now.
Listen, man, his name's MGTOW Mogul, and on his video he says MGTOW.net, but he said this has been my experience. He said, I'm MGTOW not because women have done me wrong, but I was the one that they were doing wrong with. And there's no way on God's green earth that I'm fucking with any of them. That's my experience so far. I've been the bad boy. I've been the dude that they were stepping out with. I've been the wife doer and the girlfriend doer and the fiance doer. So you think that I think I'm any special that these chicks that I'm going to get with and be with ain't going to do that to me with somebody else? Man, come on, man.
Exactly. I mean, the whole thing, if it happens to Brad Pitt,
man.
What's happened to Brad Pitt?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Who in the fuck does Cristiano Ronaldo have to rape, man? That dude is rich as shit and proclaimed to be one of the most handsome men on earth. He got to rape somebody?
Yeah, exactly. And then she was trying to get him for how much was she? She was trying to get him for a lot of money.
She got him out of 300 bands, and then she wanted more money, and he wouldn't give her more money, so she came out with it. She even signed a disclosure agreement, and then went against the disclosure agreement. Scottie Pippen's wife left him. Scottie Pippen's wife stepped out on him with Future, and then he took her back, bought her a $4 million ring, and got rid of the prenup that he had, and she waited for that to kick in and left him after the prenup was done. And now she don't even want full custody of her kids. She wants half and half custody so she can live her life and do what she wants to do.
Oh, man, you see how women like...
And she's 46.
Yep. Women will do that to you, man. That's the thing. You know...
Johnny Depp, too.
Oh, Johnny Depp? That was the other dude, man. The other pretty boy guy who was big time back in the day. Man, what was that? But... Man, I want to talk about just real quick.
Go ahead, do your thing, bro. It's your floor.
This is how I think this is the best a woman can ever be, even a foreign woman. Because you know, my parents. I mean, my family's not from here, right? So
gotcha.
a lot of women in my family are foreign women, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, let me give you an example. 2 of my cousins, right? They have master's degrees. Came over here, went back to the Caribbean. Good mothers, they cook, they clean, they respect their man, all that stuff, right? So I wanted to go back to the Caribbean, man, and link up with my family and see what's going on. So they rolled out the red carpet for me, right? One of my cousins, female cousins, flew down there. She took me around the island, got passion fruit juice for me, drove me around, all while cooking, cleaning, picking up her own kids, and taking care of her husband, right? Then my other cousin, she rolled out the red carpet for me. She made this big, huge feast and fed me or whatever, and I was talking to the family and all that stuff. So I get back to the States, right? And I'm calling back down there because I want to make sure that the bond is strong with me and my family in the Caribbean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, I'm getting like one-word answers, blah, blah, blah. I'm well, you know, I need to get off the phone, and you know, I'm busy and all this stuff. I'm like, what the? So you know, and then it hit me, right. This is with all women, because people say the foreign women are better. No. It hit me that women will do things because of cultural obligations.
Yep. Because in that it wasn't their nature. It was they were obligated by their culture.
Exactly. It wasn't because they really liked me or whatever. It's because they felt like, well, if I don't do this for,
I'm gonna look bad. It's gonna be shameful.
It's gonna look bad. And I noticed all women, whether they're Brazilian, whether they're Asian, whatever, all women have that. And then that's what fools a lot of men. A lot of men think that if a woman does all this stuff for them, that they like the man. But no, they're only doing it because of usually cultural obligation, or they don't want to look bad or something like that. It's never because they like the person.
No, and I think that's the most hurtful thing to us as men, bro, because like there's two things that we love as men, and we already talked about this, bro. One is sex, but I think the one that's even more important to us is admiration. We want to feel like our woman admires us and looks up to us, bro, and they don't, bro. They do not. They do not, man. And that's how they get us. That's how they get us. That's how they get us, because they make us feel like they do in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. One Stardust said it best. He said, men are needy and pathetic creatures, and women know this.
We are, bro.
And that's their game. They just play into that, and then they hook us that way.
And one thing I had to understand of myself and accept is that as a man, I am a born lover, bro. I will live and I will die for things that I love. And I just had to accept the fact that with certain women that I dealt with, bro, I'm gonna love them forever, but that doesn't mean I have to deal with them. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to. I don't have to. You know?
Exactly.
I can love you from a distance. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. What's funny about that, in the military, it kind of teaches you that. When you have a group of men, and then there's some men that can't get with the program, you got to let those dudes go.
You got to let them go. They're going to get you killed.
The whole squadron, exactly. And the thing is, like, you don't hate them. But hey, bro, you got to get out there. You know, you got to get out of the squadron, or you're gonna pull down the whole squadron. Dude's gonna get killed. Everything's gonna get jacked up. So, yeah.
And I think what happened to us in America, why it's so crazy out here, bro, is that we lost the tool of shame, bro. Like I was look, bro, I watched it. Like I said, I watched this guy Jesse Lee Peterson, and I'm sure a lot of people, you know, nobody agrees with everything, bro. But I seen something on there, bro. 2 videos I seen that were so perplexing to me and blew me away so much. They had an abortion celebration rally, bro, where these chicks were saying like, I had my first abortion here, and if I could have put it on Yelp, I would have gave this place 10 stars, and like this is my first one, but my second one was, and I just seen that, bro, and it's so weird, bro, because I just seen like the overt evil coming out of it, bro. And another thing I seen was he went do interviews at a slut walk. And these chicks were proud to be sluts. It's mine. And the sad part about being stand-up guys is now we live in a world, especially us living in this country, where good is looked at as bad and bad is looked at as good. And if you stand for good and righteousness and truth, you're going to be chastised and crucified. But if you go with the program and just agree with all the bullshit, you're going to be praised as a social justice warrior. That shit is nuts, man.
Exactly. That's a perfect point. On that point, I got to go.
Yes, sir. We will do another.
Check out this mixed out module.
Yeah. Well, look, everybody go check out the Experience Optimist, subscribe, like, and share his videos. And bro, we're gonna do another live hangout pretty soon, man. I'm gonna call you on the phone whenever you got some time. Just hit me up.
All right, no problem. Thanks, man.
All right, bro. Good talking to you like always, man. Peace. Another one of my great friends. If anybody wants to talk about the state of the country and the state of what's going on too at the moment of how crazy things are, feel free to call in about that. We're talking about blue pill relapses and such things. The numbers on the screen. Feel free to call in. It's been a great comeback show for me. And I'm not doing this for attention. I'm not doing this out of narcissism. I'm not doing this for ego. I'm doing this because I feel like it helps me and it helps other brothers. Young Steve, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Talk to me.
Oh, shit. You got me on the air?
Yeah, go ahead. You good.
Okay, cool. I was making sure.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, so I haven't chopped it up with you in a minute.
Yes, sir.
So I thought, hey, I'm going to chop it up with you, you know what I'm saying?
Regardless.
So this was a whole, I guess, blue pill relapse, as you say.
What?
Some months back, I chopped it up with MGTOW Savior. I don't know if I remember. I don't think I ever told you, but I'm a young cat,
Mm-hmm.
So this female, I was messing around. I'm gonna tell you how it went, right? So she about 37,
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, cougar.
Good. Oh, absolutely.
They the best at that age. Sex is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Hispanic to the T. You already know how they do.
Oh yeah.
So check this out. I get it to my crib, right? And I say, yeah, come by, we watch some TV, chill, you know what I'm saying? So she get to eating, you know what I'm saying? She come to my crib, ask, you want something to drink or whatever. I don't even know if she had kids at this point. All right.
She 37. And you should have knew she had kids.
I mean,
I'm just saying, I'm just messing with you. Go ahead, bro. Do your thing.
But anyway, I finally, worked my way, kind of rubbing on this and that. And she finally, kind of once I saw that ponytail come down, I said, "Oh hell yeah, it's all on." Because she came back from the bathroom, took the hair down. I said, "Already."
Yeah.
Bet. So anyway, I get it in my arms, and I never had done this before. And every man has a code. I didn't see this at all. Man, this bitch had fucking rings on her finger, bro, in my house.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking 23.
Yeah.
Rings on her fucking finger. And you gonna come to a man's house at this fucking time at 7, 8 o'clock just to watch some fucking TV?
No.
And I kissed her on the neck. And so she was like, "Oh, so you want to taste me?" And I thought she's like, I'm engaged. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Why did you come here?
The rings. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, hold up, I don't know if I can do this. And then proceeded to find out, her man that she was with, man, this is a fucked up shit. I don't even think I told you this being that happened. If I did tell you.
I think, I remember something like it, but go ahead, do your thing.
Yeah, her man, she divorced her man, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was married to this motherfucker for a long time. So guess what? The rings that she had on, bro,
mm-hmm.
was from another man that was at prison at the very fucking moment.
Yeah.
Facing some fucking years on some shit.
Yeah.
But check this out. Not only that, she had an 18-year-old daughter that I would have banged the shit out of her.
Gotcha.
Not even giving a fuck. So somehow we proceed to have sex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But
that was inevitable. I mean, she was at your house.
Inevitable, right?
I mean, yeah.
But this is the crazy part. So I said this. I said, look, she's a religious woman.
Okay.
I try to be the best religious man possible.
Yeah.
Bro, every time she come to my house, we try to read the Bible. We fucking.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not even playing. And sometimes when we was even done, bro, her fucking ex, the first husband who she had all them kids with, would be leaving messages on the phone, bro.
Yeah.
Calling her, bro. And I'm like, damn, I'm fucking your woman, and he don't even know. The guy that's in prison who put the diamond ring on his finger, he don't even know. And this woman's telling me straight up, check this out. This has been months past. Till this day, I'm a young man. I have not come in contact with any of these men. You know why? Because this woman guaranteed me this. Trust me, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I know.
Real shit.
Because she knows that those other guys are never going to even look or think or investigate anything like that. They so lost, bro, that they're oblivious to it, bro. They really think that chick loves them and that she's with them, bro. Like they don't think that she's up to anything whenever bro. I had chicks in my bed with their dudes sending them messages. Why would you do this? Why would you start a fight? I can't believe it. I thought everything was great. Why would you just break? And they laughing and like garnering pleasure from looking at them dudes' pains while they're in my bed, bro.
In a way, you know, I can say this. You know, me and Nick Tyson, you know, we chop it up on the regular. And so, you know, I hit a blue pill on the moment with her because, you know, I know she was a real religious woman. At this time, bro, I'm talking about my endorphin and dopamine rush was at a sky.
Absolutely.
I didn't give a fuck that I didn't give a fuck she had 4 kids. I didn't give a fuck she had an 18-year-old that would bang the fuck out of because 18-year-old was fucking hot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm talking about fresh out of high school, low mileage. She only had 1 mile on her. Real shit. 1 mile. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I want to be with this chick. I'm fucked up, bro. So, you know, what the last, you know, sexual experience I was having, you know, I feel bad, you know, Mick Talsavy, you know, my boy Lamar, shout out. He sent me a phone call. I had this bitch on my knees sucking my dick, bro. I fucking didn't even answer the motherfucking phone, real shit. And I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I busted in this bitch's mouth. She spit that shit out, you know, fucking toilet. I was like, I ain't letting no bitch swallow my kids. Fuck that shit. I mean, I had before, but I know what fucking happened when they take your fucking seed and shit, bro.
Yeah.
I made that bitch piss my shit out. And so I called him the next day, you know, Big Tom Saver, you know, about 2 days later. He's like, man, you been going through it? I'm like, yeah. I said, I already knew. Why you didn't pick up the phone? I said, so what happened to you? He's like, man, you know, fucking a little bitch. I'm like, oh, bro, I should have been there for you. I feel so bad, man. I told him straight after, look, man, I ain't pick up the phone because the bitch was sucking my dick.
Yeah, but like, I'm gonna tell you something that I've been noticing too, bro. Like, really and truly, like the thing I was saying about it and everything like that is, it really comes down to our morals, man. Because if we gain morals as men, bro, like if we gain morals, like all the bullshit would stop, bro. Because if we gain morals as men and know that I'm not sleeping with this dude's chick, I ain't sleeping with nobody's chick, I ain't doing this kind of stuff, like all of it would stop, bro. It's really on us, man. It's not really on them because they're gonna do what they do regardless. It's kind of like a supply and demand kind of thing. Like, okay, if nobody was doing drugs, then people would stop selling drugs because like nobody's doing them. So there's no demand for the supply. So if dudes would stop sleeping with dudes, old ladies and stuff like that, they would stop doing what they do because there would be no demand for the supply. So it all does really fall back on us. And I'm just saying, like, I know we just like little small seeds, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it's hard, bro, because temptation's everywhere. They're getting thrown at you. I deal with it myself. I'm around married women that are attractive and they're nice and they're, you know, all this kind of stuff. But I just know that, like, ultimately, like I'm saying, for me, the responsibility falls back on me. Like, I was even thinking about a couple times, like telling the dudes, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, bro, I know you don't know me and I don't know you, but we know of each other. And all I'm telling you is when you're dealing with this chick, if you know, like I know, you better run. You know what I'm saying?
She scared me because, bro, she would tell me this. So, you know, she ended up, you know, sleeping in my house, you know, shit like that. I'm going to tell you like this. She was playing house, you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. So, sometimes, like, during the night, she tried to call me baby. I cut straight to her. I said, don't call me baby. And she had told me like this. One time she was walking up the door, she said, she said, Steve, you know what I'm saying? You need to find you a woman for you to get married so you can, release your sexual urges. So you basically saying you need a wife so you can just have sex with her. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a good guy. And I told her straight up, I said, look, this biological urge stuff, that's what every man wants.
Yeah.
Like keeping it real.
Yeah.
Like sex is just the byproduct. That soft warm touch, a man really wants that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try to flirt. And she told me this, she said, look, whatever man that gets with me is gonna be a lucky son of a bitch. And then I thought to myself like that, I said, okay, cool. You're saying that, but you had a man that you divorced, you had 4 kids with him, and you got a man in prison right now who's facing a hell of fucking years, and you had some diamond rocks on your fingers. And trust me, anything sexual you could think of between a man and a woman, I did the shit.
I get it,
like,
bro.
Real shit.
I've been there.
How the fuck is you supposed to be a real Jesus woman and you come into my house? I'm talking about trying to open the Bible on your Kindle and shit. And All I gotta do is grab your pussy or something, and I'm fucking.
Well, yeah, because it was just a charade, man, to try to make you look at her differently, man. It was a shame factor of her doing that, but she tried to avert her shame by trying to act like she was a religious woman or whatever. I mean, that's just what people do, bro. You know, but like I say, bro, like honestly, like when I look at that situation and my situations, like we knew beforehand we should have never dealt with that stuff in the first place. I mean, you knew that, and I know I knew that too. It's just like when you go against what you know is right, you're gonna suffer consequences, bro. It's like that because the right order of things at one time, and that's why I say we hold responsibility for it too, is like at one time, people of this earth and of this country would not have sex until they got married. And then those two people would only be with each other. So they would only have that bond with each other, bro. That was the right way things were done. Then they would start a family, and then they would only bond with each other, and that bond would last a lifetime. Well, now things are so skewed on both ends, men and women, that by the time people get with each other, they've been with so many people, bro, and bonded with so many people that having that lifetime bond, that connection like that is impossible because they've been bonded with too many people.
It's like you can't, you know, I consider myself, you know, a retro man. You know, I got knowledge, man. But my thing is, you know, I'm low key because I'm not walking around screaming like, oh, I'm this and that. Like, man, kick it, man. Look, I love women. I don't hate women.
Yeah, no doubt. I said that earlier. I'd love to be married. I'd love to have a family.
Yeah,
But
I thought about when you were saying it. I said to myself like this. I said, you know how bad I would love to find a woman just to have a son of my own? To come to me and she wouldn't fuck me in the process, and basically me not wanting to get financially raped again. I'm single, I got no kids, and I own my own shit. What the fuck do I need a woman to try to fuck my shit up? Because the thing is like this, when you always doing successful in life, I've talked to many of my homies and many men.
Okay.
Why the woman always coming into your life, bro?
Okay, so I got the formula for all the guys out there who are looking for a so-called Nawalt or unicorn or a decent woman in the condition of the world that we live in today. Okay, first of all, we understand that it's probably not a really good idea to get into a relationship with someone who has children already. We know that. So that's one thing. So, all right, we're going to narrow the scale down of what a unicorn and a Nawalt and a decent woman is. So how many women do you know out there under the age of 14 or 15 or above that age that don't have children? A very slim, select few people don't have kids after they're 20 years old. So that's a big picking pool eliminated already. Then you have people who have already been married. Well, I'm 37 years old, so my demographic is, if I was to date people in my demographic, it would probably be divorcees with children. So we know that that's not a viable option. And you're getting a little older too, so your demographic is getting smaller and smaller also. You know what I mean? Because it's not really a cool look for a guy 37 years old to be dating an 18-year-old chick. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you eliminate those options. Now, you're not going to find a Nawalt or a unicorn dressing provocatively. She's not going to be wearing clothes showing her cleavage or pants up her ass or provocative attention-seeking clothes. Now, you have to look. The average female out there, 95% of them are dressing like that. So that eliminates a whole nother picking pool. Now, you're not going to find them on social media more than likely, garnering a bunch of attention with provocative photos because they were raised right by two. Now, you could eliminate them because almost every chick's on social media. So that's a big old picking pool of people eliminated already. And then you have to look at it like this. You don't want to date someone who didn't have a good relationship with her father.
Absolutely.
She didn't have a father in her life, or her father was not there. He wasn't present, or he was weak, or he was. So that eliminates another big old pick and pool out of it. Now, you take all that away and you look for those decent women. I can guarantee you the women that we are talking about are already taken by somebody else, because when dudes get their hands on women like that, they don't let them go. So your chance of finding a woman that will bring the type of attributes to the table that you bring, which are When you love a woman, you respect her, you're loyal to her, you honor her, and you treat her well, and you take care of her. The chances of you finding that in this world today is 0.0000001.
Absolutely.
So good luck on your journey if you're looking for that. Good luck. I wish you the best.
I had a man tell me who's an ultimate simp. The reason why I say this is because this man is the hardest man I know. I'm talking about, you know how you find them street guys. I'm talking about, man, once his girl catches him cheating every single time, it's the same old shit, man. I'm talking about the waterworks and everything else. He told me straight up, he said, hey, man, he said, look, I know how the way you are, right? You know what I'm saying? I know you passed, you know what I'm saying? He's one of my homies. He said, I know you passed everything. He said, look here, man. You're going to find a woman one day, all right? And she's going to be all this shit, right? But you're going to be looking every single way to try to call her a hoe because you know this knowledge, right? Mm-hmm. Like you have this knowledge about these women, like you know the nature. And that woman, that's the only thing she's trying to do is fucking love you. You ain't gonna be, you won't even be able to accept it or feel it. But at the same time, I'm gonna be literally dissecting her, trying to find out a hoish attribute or a hoish characteristic. Like we all know, you cannot turn a whore into a housewife.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, and look, I'm gonna rebut your partner's argument, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've dealt with decent women before. I've had one decent woman that I've dealt with in my life, and I never had to question any of that. I never felt any of that because I knew she wasn't doing any of that. I just didn't love her. But there was never a question of her loyalty, her honor, her fidelity, or anything. Because when they're not doing stuff like that, you don't feel stuff like that. But when they're doing stuff like that, you feel stuff like that. So it's never a question of if they're doing right or if they're not. You know, because you intrinsically feel it in your spirit. You don't have to have evidence or none of that. You can, bro. I was talking to my partner from New York, and we said we could feel in our bodies when the chicks that we were with were fucking other people.
Oh, absolutely.
So you know so if you do come across that woman by some great feat or some miracle from God, and I do and you do, and all the brothers out there that want the same thing as us we're gonna know, bro. We're gonna know. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? I'm gonna use a spiritual connotation in this. God authors no confusion. So if there's any confusion in your relationship, it's not based on the right thing. You never have to question if somebody loves you or not. If you have to question if somebody loves you, they don't. Period. Because guess what? I don't know about you, but with all my homeboys, I don't have to question if they love me ever. I know.
Real shit. They gonna be with you till you motherfucking die. I remember this quote you said when some female was trying to say some shit to you about why you always trying to hang out with your homies and bros and just like this. And you said this, and this is a proven fact. I proved the motherfucker because
they'll be here long after you're gone.
You damn fucking right. You take that motherfucker to the bank and get the bitch notarized.
And guess what, bro? The bad part about it is, dog, I felt so bad about you because guess what, dog? Back into that blue pill life and dealt with a woman that had the control mechanism and all of that kind of stuff on me, dog. I turned my back on my dogs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't answer my jack. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't even that I didn't want to do it. I just had so much shame in what I was doing, bro. And you shouldn't, if you got to be with a woman like that, that ain't the woman you need to be with, man. Period.
And shit, man, I ain't got no hard feelings. I seen this motherfucking notification. I went on this bitch and I texted Nick Tyson. I said, this shit is fucking epic. You watch it? He's like, hell yeah, I'm watching, man. I ain't really tripping. I'm just glad that you back to release content, and I hope that you're able to upload your own.
Yeah, I think I got like 15 of my old videos still on my phone, so I got some of the archives.
Man. Because your knowledge, people want to say, Nick Towers this or that. Well, it's all about a male support group for men because a lot of men have really emotionally, committed suicide over.
Yeah, bro, man, been decimated over this, man. Like, and the thing about it is why I say I don't worry about it because none of my content is incendiary, man. It's never bashful. It's never hateful. It's never. I say forgiving is the key to all of this, bro. Like, you know, it's
Absolutely.
I read that text I sent my mom the other day, bro. They living out this program and really don't even, it's second nature to them. And it's like, that's what they believe that this is what they're supposed to be doing, man. They've been conditioned to believe that this is right, man.
Yeah.
Because this is what they believe. They believe that we ain't shit. So by them believing that we ain't shit, it gives them the avenue to feel like it's okay for them not to be shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like their belief system on men is like, we're not shit. We don't care about them. We don't love. We don't feel. We cheat. We don't care about anybody but ourselves. We only want sex. Da, 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 da. So by them having that imprinted in their brain and other females telling them that, their moms, their aunts, the people, all that kind of stuff, they believe that. So they come into this thinking like, well, this dude don't give a fuck about me and he's going to cheat on me anyway. So why would I give this dude my loyalty and my love? Because he's just going to do this to me. So I'm going to do it to him and I'm going to get him before he gets me. That's the attitude everybody got now, bro. Men and women. I'm going to get you before you get me.
And the crazy thing is like this, you know, back when I was with that female I was messing around for, I'm going to say longer than I should have, I don't even get her to telling herself without even trying.
Yeah.
You know?
They want to. When they know you know the program, they want to tell you. They want to tell on themselves.
Man, I'm saying like this, bro. Once you become the man of, okay, let's say, all right, well, men ain't shit, right? Okay, cool. Well, you think it like this. You got to make a choice. It's a song lyric says you got to make a choice. You want the money, you want the hoes. Okay, well, check this out. Once you realize a woman, her real, like, love is basically, it's like not real, bro. It's like they either gotta want something. There's a motive behind everything. There's a cause and there is an effect. Love don't last forever. We've been proving that. So why are people trying to prove this?
Well, this is it. This is it, Steve. Let me tell you like this, bro. In all actuality, dog, you don't want a woman to love you. You want a woman to respect you, bro. That's what That's what you want. I would take respect over love, because when you respect me, that means you're gonna be obedient to me and you're gonna be loyal to me, and you're gonna fear that if you do some foul shit, something bad's gonna happen. Look, somebody else is calling in, bro. Let me see what they talking about, bro. Love you, bro. Good talking to you. I'm gonna talk to you soon.
Already, great chopping up with you, bro.
For sure. All right.
All right.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Is this the one-eyed man?
This is the one-eyed man.
Hello?
Yes, this is the one-eyed man, the man with one eye, whatever you want to call him.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
So, are we live?
We live. Yep, we're live.
Questions for you.
Go ahead.
What's your opinion? Are you aware of the boomer situation?
The boomer? Talking about the baby boomers?
Yeah, like boomers.
Okay, kind of explain to me what you're saying, and I will let you know if I'm kind of up to it or whatever. I mean, my mother and my father's generation were baby boomers, so.
Say again?
I said my mother and my father's generation. My father would have been 61 and my mother's 58, so they were part of the baby boomer generation.
Yeah, mine too. So essentially, what as MGTOWs were is the comeuppance of the baby boomer generation. We're receiving what they have forced down our throats, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can we agree upon that?
Mm-hmm.
Up to their generation, women followed a strict, guidelines and had decency.
Absolutely.
And now they don't.
Absolutely.
So what do you think is going to happen when the baby boomer, and the baby boomer gen has been a voting bloc,
yes,
has been consistent. None of them they went through abortions,
yes,
they had birth control.
Yes.
So none of them, they did not produce more children to replace themselves. So they've been the voting bloc, the major voting bloc throughout their entire lives.
Absolutely.
They've never had any other facing issues. And so what do you think is going to happen with that transition of power when the baby boomers start passing away in major?
Well, if I had to give my opinion on it, and this is just my opinion, I would say that our generation, which would be what generation, what I know we're not the millennials. I'm not a millennial. What would the generation be after the baby boomers? I'm 37, so I would fall under I don't know exact terms for it, but I know the millennials are people after 2000s and whatever. But I believe that people's morals have decayed even more since then. So if you want to ask me what I think is going to happen now, I will say that in a strange way, them voting President Trump in was kind of something that was very shocking, because I never imagined in the world that I would see like a guy like that get voted in for president, who has the views he has and stuff like that, with the liberal world that we live in today. But I don't know, bro. If I had to take a look at it, man, I would love to see. Well, I think personally, I think the red pill and MGTOW could be the savior of the world, man. That's just what I think. Me and a couple of my partners think that, because if every man understands that at the base of this, what it really is it is men getting back to their moral place, man. Because we've been brought down with the system also, bro. Like, I don't put no responsibility on the chicks, man. It's us, bro. If we stand up and be moral and do the right thing, it would all stop. It would all stop. Like, they have to cheat with somebody.
Well, I think,
you know what I mean? Like, it's us, man.
I agree, but I also think I place some blame on the baby boomer generation.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, after the '60s with the we Generation X. After that, that's when
you're also known as the forgotten generation.
The forgotten generation, yeah. It's yeah. I mean, I agree. What do you think? I mean, what's your opinion, bro? I want to hear what you got to say.
Well, I was thinking actually, like President Trump. It was I never thought he wasn't going to get voted in, because he was pretty much the idealistic of the baby boomer generation. I mean, I mean, you have to realize, like, they're pretty much a parasitic. You know, they're parasites feeding off their young right now, right?
Yeah, I got you.
And I mean, are we in agreement with that?
Absolutely.
No?
Yeah, I got you. You're right.
With Social Security, they're parasitic, and I think that they feel the Democrats were stepping away from them, and they lost that demographic, the baby boomers.
Okay.
They were like, we want to focus on economy and jobs. And now, granted, I doubt Hillary Clinton would have ever go near the Social Security.
No.
You know, the thing that's killing our generation.
Yeah, no.
It's sucking us, killing us slowly.
Well, it's all the social programs, man. No, it's all of them, man. It's it's just it gives people rewards for bad behavior, man. That's what it does. It rewards bad behavior.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's the world we live in today, bro. We don't live in a time where, upright, good living is rewarded. It's taken away from, but bad behavior is given to. That's the world we live in today, man. All around, not just with the social programs and all that. I mean, you look at, like, with the situations of the world, evil people are just rewarded, bro. Like, that's just the way it goes. It's cool to be evil now. That's the weird thing about it. I never, the things at one time that were shamed are now praised. That's the craziest thing I ever seen in my life, man.
It is so crazy.
Yeah, we've lost the tool of shame, because like you were talking about earlier. You know why, like, women and stuff like that were loyal and decent and all that kind of stuff? Because at one time, bro, it was shameful for a woman to leave her husband. And if she did that at one time, she was shunned, and nobody else was going to marry her after that. And she had to either leave that town or just go work in a mill or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not
now.
It's praised and it's rewarded by somebody else marrying her and taking her on and taking care of her kids. And if she leaves her husband, he got to pay her child support. She gets Section 8 living, food stamps, Social Security, free health care. So why would you be loyal to someone after the feeling has passed, when you could benefit from going do some other stuff with some other people and just not be with them and then have free stuff, bro? Like, think about it. It for someone who has for someone who has a small-minded, narrow thinking, like, that makes sense to them, bro. But it's actually a tool to keep you stuck in one place. That's what people really don't understand. You're never going to elevate past that, you know?
Yeah. So, but, and now actually the shaming is the opposite. They shame traditional women.
Yeah.
Like women who stay at home and take care of their children and allow the men to go out and work and actually are willing to depend, like the good ones you were talking about earlier.
Decent ones.
They're the ones that are shamed.
Yeah.
I have a sister, and like she's like, I'm constantly just hounding her. Like one day I came in from work and I was covered in, just filth.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry, I'm oppressing you by having a job.
Yeah, exactly.
I sit there and I try everything to counter that. And I told her, I said, if you divorce your husband, I'll be in there and I'll lie on the court and say you're a crackhead and you're addicted to meth, and I will do everything. I feel that we need to start holding our women accountable for their actions.
We lost
the women in your circle.
We lost the tool of shame, man. There's no real men out here anymore, bro. We just so weak now, bro. We've been beaten because, bro, you got to think about it like this, man. We crave female affection so much, bro, that when we find somebody that we really like, we will put up with anything just to continue to get it, man. That's the position that we put ourselves in. But now with this, it's waking men up to realize that that's not the way to go. Because if you really realize it, bro, throughout your life, anytime you brought up a conversation about something crazy they were doing to a man, or like you try to talk to a man about what you're going through, they always tell you stuff like, well, that's just the way it is. And that's just women. And you just got to deal with it and all that. You never got told like, no, you don't. Like, don't put up with that. Like, no, you don't. Like, you're always told like, it just is what it is, bro. You just got to deal with it. That's just women. That's just what it is. You got to play the game. No, you don't. No, you don't.
It's horseshit.
You could be alone. It's okay. Like, you're not going to die. Like, we think a lot of men for a long time, myself included, thought like if I was alone, I was going to die. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to die. You're going to be fine. You're going to make it. You're going to be okay. It takes adjustment. After being in relationships your whole life, being with women your whole life. Yeah, in the beginning, it's kind of strange. But after a while, it becomes kind of refreshing because you don't have nobody telling you what to do. You don't have nobody telling you what you do is wrong. You never do anything right. When you meet them, you're awesome. When after 2 months, you're horrible. Like, you don't have to deal with that. That's why men die faster than women, man. All the stress that gets put on them, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's hard being a man, bro. People don't see the unseen pressure of being a man, bro. It is hard being a man, bro. It's not easy, man.
No, it's not easy at all. I agree with you 110%. Did you see the tweet that Rush V? Are you familiar with Rush V? He's pretty much been he wrote books on PUA.
I got you.
Pickup artistry stuff. He was one of the founders.
Oh, Roosh. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The Red Man Group or whatever.
I think so.
He was with like Rolo Tomasi and all them.
Yep.
I know who you're talking about.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He put out a tweet today and he was like, why would any man who doesn't have a family work full time?
Yeah, it makes no sense, bro. Like, look, it's just me, bro. Look, I'm an electrician, dude. And I get stressed out because I don't have work all the time. But, bro, sometimes I work 8-10 hours a week and I make 4 times what I was making in 2 weeks with other people. So it doesn't kill me not to be working every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get to follow my passions and hang out with my partners and talk to my people. And if I was working all the time to support a family, I wouldn't have a life. I have a life and I'm fine. My bills are paid. I have money in the bank. Like, I'm saving for the future. Like, I'm not hurting. You know what I'm saying? That's why I suggest to anybody, go get a trade, man. Get your own business. If you're not going to go to college for something that is going to be very, very, very money giving to you, that's going to be very, very financially giving, get a trade, man. I went to college. I did the college route. I got $10,000 in student loans for a degree that's useless. You know what I mean?
Yep,
like,
absolutely. I got out of college and I was getting red pills while in college. Like, I was 3/4 of the way done, pretty much just all of a sudden. And then by the end of it, I was like, this is worthless.
Yeah. Dude, I got a degree in family and consumer sciences counseling because I wanted to go help people get off of drugs. But I realized helping people get off of drugs, which I do for free already, was going to make me $8 to $9 an hour. And I said, well, you know, you've been doing electrical work your whole life. You might be an electrician. And guess what? At times, electrical work can garner me $200 an hour. So it didn't really make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I had to figure all this out. Like, no red pill man should be working for anyone but himself, man. You should become your own boss. You should get your own business because it comes with freedom. And ultimately, the red pill is freedom. That's what it is, man.
That's truly what it is. So that, and if we did that, we took the power. If we took the power, well, what I was going to say is, do you think that we will ever see Social Security, or after the boomer generation dies, it'll slowly disappear?
I think it's going to disappear. I think it's going to disappear.
Because I'm telling you, as soon as the boomers die off, they're going to be like, this isn't a functioning system. As soon as that voting power block just disappears, you know?
Then people are going to have to take care of themselves, man.
Yep.
You know?
And that's going to be, I think, the moment of change. Lots of guys think that we can.
No, we can't. Look, with the things that we're doing now, bro, you're going to see the effects of it a couple generations from now. It's not going to do anything for us right now. We're not going to die seeing any change, man. It's not going to happen. It's too far gone already, bro. Think about how far gone things are, bro. You know how much change has to come to get things back to their rightful order, bro? It's going to take generations, man.
Yep.
It's going to take generations, man.
Yeah. I don't know if it'd take generations. I think it'll take one generation to just, like, all of a sudden, it would take one hard hit, and then people would just fall right. I think we were saying earlier, women will toe the line as long as they don't receive public shaming. And I think if just one hard generation where they realize, like, oh, we're not men, we're not equal to men, we're different, we're not as strong, we're not as smart on average,
and the only way,
we're not as capable of working the long hours.
And the only way that that's gonna happen is by men becoming men again, and not being weak, and not being subservient, and not capitulating, and not apologizing for things that they didn't do wrong, and doing everything they can to not lose the affection of a woman, bro. That's most men's worst fear in the world, bro. Look, bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. I was involved in drugs. I was involved in street stuff. I went to jail. I went to prison. Bro, there was nothing I feared in my life worse than losing the love of a woman, bro. Nothing. You hear what I'm saying? That is crazy, man. Feeling like if I lose this woman, I can't live anymore. You know how crazy that is to think about now, man? That I can't live without this person, man. That's most men. You know that, right? That's most men. You know that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same as Spartan wives telling their husbands, come back on this shield or don't, you know.
That's
come
it.
Back carrying this shield with victory, or don't come back, or whatever, you know, or come back on the shield. I'm trying to remember.
Either come back victorious or come back on the shield. One of the two. You know. But it's been great talking to you, man. Like always, bro. We've been on here for a little while now, man.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate the call, bro. I'm gonna be putting out some content, man. Like I said, bro, like, subscribe, share to my channel and the guys I talked about. And just keep up the support and keep up the good work where you at, man.
Yep, you too. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. You too. Hello? Yo.
What's up, brother? This 11, man. Hitting you up, man. Good to see you back on this bitch.
What's up, bro?
Very much, man. You just don't know, man. I was like, damn, what happened to him?
What happened to my dog?
Hell yeah, man. But I just want to say, man, in reference to what the last caller was saying, first off, it can't happen in one generation.
Nah. Not a chance, bro.
And the reason I say that is because, man, usually when some shit happens that takes generations, it's going to take generations to reverse.
That's what I said, bro. We've been doing it, man. It's been coming for generations, bro. This ain't going to be no one-time thing. Look, bro, we the generation that's going to have to suffer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, man. And the next one after that. But, hey, man, I just want to ask you this, man, because I always think about it like, man, is the shit that's going on today with as far as, you know, the situation with this shit gotta be biblical, man.
It is.
I just, you know what I mean? Don't nobody ever think about say that. I don't ever hear nobody say
it. It is. I've been talking about that all night.
Damn, man, this shit crazy, man.
Man, look, bro. I don't say this a lot, and I'm not religious at all, but I believe in God. I believe in Christ. I've had personal experiences where he has showed up. Whatever his earthly, metaphysical, spiritual presence is, I've seen and felt that, man. There's nothing no one can tell me or show me or read to me that would convince me of anything else. When you know, you know. I don't believe, I know. There's a difference, bro. And the word says, in the end, a strong spirit of deception shall be cast upon the earth. Well, men will think they're women and women will think they're men. What's going on right now?
Well, yeah, that's true. Because see, I ain't really off into the Bible so strong, man. But now that you say, I mean, I do believe in God and everything, but just never really understood the book. But man, I didn't even know it was something that it said something like that.
Think about it. And I'm not even talking about the gay shit. I'm talking about now in the generation we live in, the men act like women and the women act like men. I've had women, 3 women tell me, I'm like a dog out here. I'm like a dude. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man.
Well, man, you know, it's just that's a no-brainer. Because I mean, anything you do, look, take the manosphere, for example. You always got women trying to infiltrate men's spaces.
Yep.
I walked into the cigar shop to get a cigar the other day, man. And I was like, 2, 3 chicks sitting up, and I'm like, man, it just baffles me, like how everything a man want to do, you want to try to do it. I mean, fuck, look at UFC. You got, you know what I mean? Just everything, man. Crazy. It's crazy, bro.
Crazy, man. Where you calling from? I see you got a 337 on there, man.
Oh, I'm from Lafayette, but I live
in Flat, Houston, man. My man, the Flat.
Yeah.
I used to live in the Flat, man. I used to live on Johnson, and I lived on Pinhook, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in the H-Town right now.
They got some bad joints out there. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna salute all the beautiful women in Lafayette, man. You go on, man, what's the name? You go on Jefferson on a Friday, Saturday night. You're gonna see some beautiful things out there. You're gonna see them white girls and them sundresses, and they ready for action.
But you already know what's gonna happen when you start fucking with them, right? You're gonna be down the same road, so you know what I'm saying. You're gonna be spinning your wheels,
spending your money.
Purple pilled out. You know, so,
yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's biblical.
It was good talking to you, man. I'm glad to see you back, man. Because, like I say, man, out of a lot of the MGTOW content, man, I always thought to myself, I was like, man, you got a lot of wisdom about your message. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's not no fluff. It ain't no hate. It's just straight jewels, man. Like I chop it up with the best, bro. Like we don't just sit here and talk about women and stuff. We talk about life. We talk about intrinsic stuff, man. And like it's deeper than all of this, bro. That's why I said it. I don't really even blame the chicks, man.
Man, you know who I blame though? I blame the simps, man.
It's us, bro. It's us, bro. It's us before now.
Simp, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you believe. Saying, bro, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, bro. I was just saying, man, if the simping would just stop, man. You know.
But it's so hard, bro. Because just like you said, dude, think about this. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 34.
You're 34. I'm 37. How long ago was it that you found out about the red pill and about MGTOW?
Man, shit, probably about 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, 2-3 years ago. I got a year under my belt. So you were conditioned for 31 years to be the way that you were. I was conditioned for 35, bro. We ain't gonna break that no 2-3 years, 1 year. No, bro. Like that's why sometimes we fall off.
You know, to the point what we just said earlier. You know what I'm saying? If it takes some years or some shit to happen, it's gonna take that same amount of time for it to reverse. And don't get it twisted, man. You know, there's a lot of opportunities I have where I be like on the simp, but sometimes I gotta just catch myself and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do the same shit I used to do.
Bro, I'm telling you, dude, and I'm gonna tell you the secret to this, bro. Listen, you cannot deal with any woman that you dealt with before you took the pill that you had any emotional attachment to, period. It ain't happening.
Well, you know what? I got something for you that I will never forget. And I heard it from you first. You said it. You were like, man, once you take this red pill, man, you can't go back.
You can't. I tried. I lasted 10 days. 10 days. 10 days.
You can't go back, man.
I seen everything, bro. I seen everything. When I say, in the Matrix at the end of the movie when Neo finally he knows he's the one, and the shit, instead of seeing the people and all that, he sees the codes. I seen the codes, bro. Like I could feel it, bro. Like I just seen the way she was moving and the things she was doing and all that. I'm like, no. Like, yeah, you the same, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I see it, I feel it, I know it, and it's just like I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't stay there, bro. Like I knew that my training had told me that if I continued to go forward in that, bro, destruction was coming, bro, because it was starting to get the threats of the police, of domestic violence, of this and that, and none of it was true. So when I seen that, I'm like, nah. Because now you know, now she knows I know.
And see, at the same time, too, man, Red Eye, but like, you know, I ain't one of these motherfuckers that be like not fucking with women and
no,
shit.
Hell no.
But what I'm saying is this: once you take the red pill, you're able to see those flags now and identify.
And dip.
Oh, okay.
And dip. And dip before you start feeling something. Because see, that's the key. That's the key. Because once you start feeling, it's over with for you. If you allow yourself to start feeling, and I'm not just talking about like having normal human feelings, but I'm talking about you start feeling attached, you could kiss this shit goodbye. You about to go through some pain. And look, you could look, and I heard a video of MGTOW Mogul. Everybody on here, please go watch his video. I think they're great. So you know, if I'm giving the dude up, they're great. He said this. He said, I want you to go out there and date. I'm probably the only MGTOW that will tell other MGTOWs on the fence to go out there and date, because you're gonna go out there and date, and it might be a month, it might be 2 months, it might be a year, it might be a month, and you'll be back saying, yeah, that shit ain't go the way I planned. It took me 10 days.
Well, yeah, it's like if you're going, it's like when you take the red pill, the knowledge that you have when you do go into this dating shit, it kind of give you a force field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, because it's like, you know, last night I was out with a chick, man, you know, so she wanted to go into this life story shit. So I'm like, well, shit, run it down to me. So she started telling me like, I'm married, and I'm like, red flag, like Jeopardy, man. I'm like, yeah, bitch, I can't fuck with you, man. You know, I'm gonna holler at you.
Take care of yourself. If you want to strike, holler at me. If not, look, we're not doing nothing. Look, bro, and this is crazy. This might sound crazy, bro, but I get more of a jolt from rejecting chicks now once I find out what's going on than I do smashing them, because I feel like I did the right thing for myself. Because we know when you smash a chick or you do that and you know you shouldn't, you don't feel good after that. You don't.
I never really get no fulfillment out of it, man.
No, dude, because this the whole trick. This is the hard part about it. And you sound like you're a flyer brother. You know how to carry yourself. You got a good conversation. So I know you deal with chicks like me. It ain't hard to do. But look, this is the conundrum we find ourselves in. You can go out there and deal with chicks that you're not really attracted to, that you feel better than, that are humble, and have sex with them and feel absolutely nothing but regret after. Or you can go deal with women that you find are highly attractive and have a very, very, very good chance of forgetting all the shit that you know and going back to the plantation. That's your options.
Yeah.
Because you know good pussy will fuck you up, man.
No doubt, man. That shit is like, man, you gotta be strong out here, man, because it's so much shit at play, man, when they get down to it, man. You know, them damn emotions go in the mix and bruh shit. Next thing you know, you fucking with this chick, and like your situation, you know? But see, for me, man, it's just like, I just kind of like, we can go out and kick it, drink and shit like that, but man, I gotta put up a fucking barrier, like, but I see so much bad shit in the beginning just because, you know what I'm saying, just being real pure.
You know everything, you know everything already, but guess what it will do, bro? If by some stretch of imagination or by some grand miracle, God decides to send a good woman to your life, bro, you'll know that too. That's the blessing of this, bro. You'll know. You ain't gonna have to question it, because guess what? I could talk about all the bad situations, all the bad women, all the bad stuff I dealt with, but I had one woman that I dealt with in my life that I know genuinely cared about me and really desired to be with me. And I never had to question one time if she was stepping out doing anything, because I just knew. You know.
Yeah.
You know. Just like when you know they ain't shit, you know when they are shit. So
yeah, man, I'm not saying those women don't exist at all, man. You know, I do believe they do exist, but hey, man, it's like, shit, it's gonna be like a for real quest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it's like you said earlier on the show. You know, if you got a woman and she don't meet these criteria, man, I tell the chick, look, I'm not on social media, man. You know, the motherfuckers look at me like I'm an alien.
Yo, when you ask these new girls for their phone number, they tell you, I won't give you my phone number, but I'll give you my Snapchat. That's the new thing. Like you gotta get down like that if you're really trying to get with like younger chicks and stuff like that. Like they ain't giving their number, they give you their Snapchat, Instagram.
And these be chicks my age. Like one chick, she was like, "You can follow me on Facebook." I'm like, "Baby, look, I believe in real person-to-person interactions. You know what I'm saying? As humans, you know what I'm saying? We losing that craft anyway." And she kind of just looked at me like I was speaking astrophysics to a fucking wino, man. I'm like, man, all right, never mind.
It's unbelievable. Like the art of a man approaching a woman is looked at as weirdo shit now. Like you're a weirdo if you do that. Like you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like they look at you crazy. Like they really, like that was the way it was done for eons already. Like a man in his manhood sees a woman that he likes, that he thinks is attractive, and he's a man and he goes approach the woman. But now it's looked at as like, oh, you're weird. Like why didn't you just like try to find out who I was from somebody else and then send me a Facebook friend request, and then if I accept your friend request, then like send me a message. And man, who wants to do that, man? Like,
hey, let me make 2 points.
Go ahead, you good?
Leave, man, and because I know other callers want to get on.
Yes, sir.
As far as that social media shit, so okay, but like you just said, that's what they want. They want to see you active on there. But point one is that shit is fucking false. Everything you see on Instagram, all that shit is fake. My second point I wanted to make, somebody said that earlier. I was listening to a show. They was like, in this day and age, people don't even know how to react with, like accept each other unless you swiping right or left. I'm like, man, that was some cold shit, dog. Because I mean, for me, like I've never like been on no fucking dating apps like recently.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I did that shit a couple years back. I tried that shit out.
It's pointless.
You know, it was a fucking scam. But
yeah,
man,
well, how about this? How about this? How about I got one question for you before you leave, bro. In your experience so far, most of the women that you got with chose you without you having to do anything. Huh? Think about it.
Wait, say that again.
Most of the women that you've dealt with, let's just say like in a relationship sense or just overall, and I'm going to make a point after this, most of the women chose you without you really having to do anything. Huh?
Shit, I had to talk to them, but you know.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they make it easy for you. Like you don't have to go through. You know. So it's like really and truly, dog. It ain't even on you, bro. It's on them. Bro, false law says, bro, women choose the breeding of this world. When they like you and they want to fuck with you, dog, you really don't have to.
Yeah, you know it. You be like, man, this motherfucker cooperating. It ain't none of that extra shit. Like, man, let me call her, let me text her, and wait for this motherfucker to text me back 3-4 hours later. Nah, you gonna know it, bro, man. I was dealing with this chick about a couple weeks ago. I had to let her go because she just started going crazy, like wanting to be with me overly. I'm like, man, you got an agenda. I just knew it already because all the signs were there, man. I'm reading these red flags and shit, you know. But anyway, yeah, man, but I knew it. But she was really into me, man. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to text me all day. I'm like, look, I can't be sitting there texting you all day, bitch. I got shit to do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got a life.
I'm gonna fuck with you, like, later on. You know what I'm saying? She get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was really into me, you know, but still, though, I mean, like, just all the red flags you throwing up, you done told me your story. I'm like, man, you're not for me. I mean, I'm not gonna try to reform you either. No.
Well, the
head on your shoulders and you ain't just did no fuck shit all your life, but I get all that information out of them when I talk to them.
Well, the amazing part of that situation was she was doing all that because you weren't really showing a bunch of interest. But if you'd have showed a bunch of interest, she'd have stopped doing all that. That's amazing.
Man, that shit, I'll never get my head wrapped around that concept, bro. Hey, it's like, look, man, red pill aware. Man, anywhere I go, man, I'm not even really looking at these bitches, man. When I walk into a place, a bar, or gym,
I observe it like a scientist.
I'm not even looking. And dude, man, I'm telling you, that's when they're coming. They're going with they move, man. You don't know it. They might be 10 feet away in your visuals, but they know what they're doing, bro. It's serious, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's crazy. It's like that, though, man. I could never figure that shit out. Like, what the? That's how I know these motherfuckers got like some kind of chemical imbalance going on in their heads.
They nuts, man. They nuts. But look, wonderful talking to you, bro. Hold it down in H-Town, man. I'm gonna crack this shit off, bro. Call again, bro. We're gonna chop it up again.
I got you on my notifications, man. I'm gonna be tuned in all the time.
All right, dude. Good talking to you,
Y'all
man.
take it
Thank you
light,
for the
man.
call. Later, you too. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? That was a wonderful call, man. Been having a lot of participation tonight. Good to be back. Let's roll. I don't care. I'm flighting. I'm hitting the jewel. I took a hydroxy cut. I'm in. I'm all in. All in. Boy, I was from the flat. Oh man, I got the spoon man in here with me. Hope he ain't working no more. Hope he could call in the show. We about to blow people's minds. Trent, if you're on the phone, call. If you ain't on the job, call. Or call. Somebody call, man. One of the Fantastic Four, man. And my dog Sudi. Shout out Brandon. Love you, bro. You know my brother. You already know that. My real brother. Help me put that damn headache rag on my truck. Damn, we've been in the lab for 2 hours already, man. Oh, I miss this shit. I love this shit. I really love this shit, man. Got 20 in the room. Shit, I know somebody wants to call. My arms tank. Know somebody's trying to chop it up. We done had a good participation crowd tonight. I'm back like I failed the 3rd grade. Yeah, Tony, come on, old school, call, man. Holler. Let us know what's going down in M-Town. He might be working too. Man, I've been going to the gym, man. I've been getting swole. I done lost about 10 pounds. I just got to get rid of this gut. I got to start eating right now. I be getting depressed sometimes. I be smoking cigarettes. I'm trying to hit this jewel to let these Joes go. I'm about to get an apartment, man. Me and my chick split. You know, when you and your chick split, she's staying in the house. You ain't staying there, so I had to move back to the family crib. But I got an apartment next week. Shout out to my dog B Soudier. He helped me. He helped me work that out. I got a vape. I got a vape 11. I got one. Look, a Juul. Hey, what up, Big A, Bronx Bomber? It's I think I got that berry blend joint. That berry blend. How about them Chiefs? Yeah, man, Pat Mahomes, man, the Chiefs, man, they balling right now, dog. And I'm a Saints fan. We had got Dez Bryant. Yeah, it's a little small vape. It's like a little e-cig. Yeah, but Pat Mahomes is balling his ass off, man. He is going bananas, man. Like I played a dude in fantasy. He had Pat Mahomes. He had who's the running back? Who's the running back for not Tyreek Hill, but the other dude? Who it is, Tony? Who's the running back, man? I'm a sports fan, but I can't really catch it right now. Yeah, Kareem Hunt. Man, that dude put up 70 points with them dudes, man. My whole team scored 120 points. He put up 70 with them too. He's killing in the league right now. But the Saints look good too, bro. Dez Bryant, man, you know that's sad, bro. We had a nice little red zone threat. But he tore his Achilles on the first practice, so he's out of there. I really ain't been following sports too much. I just been watching my fantasy ticker because I ain't got cable, but I just got that cable on my Fire Stick, so I'm about to start watching games again. You know, I'm really a basketball fan, but you know, I kind of been disappointed with basketball lately because they've been just making conglomerate teams that just blowing everybody out, and it really ain't even fun to watch anymore because the Golden State Warriors are so much better than anybody else that it's a foregone conclusion who's going to win the championship. With football, I like football. I think football is the most competitive sport out of all of them. All right, good night, B. Love you, bro. I can't wait, bro, for you to come help me put that thing on my truck, bro. You know I love you, bro. Yeah, Jayhawks, man. You must be from Kansas City. They look good, but Duke looks like an impenetrable force this year. They got the top 3 recruits in the nation. They beat Kentucky, who was number 2 by about 40 the other night. That dude Zion Williamson looks like an animal. Barrett put up 33, and the third dude put up 23. So they looking real nice, man. My team sucked down here in college. LSU got blasted by Bama. Nichols is actually pretty good. That's kind of weird. They're actually the top in their division right now in football. I'm actually an alumni from Nichols. Wow, whoop-de-doo. I got a college degree in counseling, which is about as good as having no degree. But hey, I got a degree. I got an education. You know, I had fun. Let's see what else I could talk about. Let's see. What's going on in my hometown? I don't know. Like I said, man, I just go to, you never can overcome your biological imperative. Uh-oh. The Hulk.
Yeah, what's up?
The Hulk.
What's good, man?
The Incredible Hulk.
What's good?
I'm back,
man?
I'm back off a nice blue pill relapse.
Yeah, man.
I'm in
you back.
I'm in detox.
I seen the notification I had. Got up on it real quick, man.
I'm in detox. Detoxing. I'm detoxing.
Yeah. I see.
I'm in detox. What's up, my dog? Love you, bro.
What's good, man? Hey, man, I'm under the weather a little bit now, man. I've been in the comment section seeing y'all telling me to call in, man.
I know, man. Shit, but hey, bro, you on here with me, dude. You know you part of the Fantastic Four, the original squad, the Suicide Squad, the muscle of the team.
They was asking me about you, man. I was like, man, he gonna be back, man. He ain't going slow.
well, listen. Honestly, I mean that was part of it. Like, you know, I mean, I went back for 10 days or whatever, but I had eliminated my videos a lot before that because I let the pressure of what I thought could happen, and the fear of that push me to do something that I shouldn't have done, and not turn my back per se, but you know, try to let fear of economic insecurity and what could happen with my business and this and that turn me away from the one thing that saved my life and actually gave me the opportunity to have that business. So I've been pondering for a while back and forth on what's more important. Is money more important than me helping people, or is helping people more important than money? And when I broke it down, bro, like helping people is the most important thing I could possibly do, man. This is what I was spared for, bro. You know?
Yeah, cause when you help people, man, it's gonna come back to you tenfold, man.
Regardless. How you been, man? Talk about you.
Man, I've been chilling, man. Like I said, man, I've been working a lot, man. You know, hitting the gym, whatever. Like now, I'm under the weather now. I've been sick for like a week. Probably some hay fever shit. I don't know what the hell I got, man.
They got hay in Flint, Michigan, man. They got hay. Pollen. Got some pollen out there, man.
Man,
You just went around somebody that was sick and caught something from them, bro. That's all it was, bro.
You said what now?
I say you just went around somebody that was already sick and caught something from them. It probably was in the air, man. That's how this shit goes, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But like I say, man, I just wanted to see, man, what was up with you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, bro. Like, you know, after doing that with my channel and stuff and everything, man, it's kind of like I fell off, bro. Like I just got so focused on like my business and stuff like that. And then by doing that, I got back in contact with the person who sent me to the pill in the first place. And like I said earlier, bro, if you was listening, I don't think you got on till a little bit later. I said my biggest mistake was thinking since I knew all of this stuff and I had the pill and I understood all this information that I could go back to that situation and control it because I knew all of this stuff, man. I'm like, well, you got the knowledge now, so you could go there and you could make this go the way you wanted to, bro. But it didn't happen like that. I went there and knew everything I did and nothing changed about it except who I was. And by me being who I am now, there was no way I could stay there, bro, because I seen everything for what it was and not what I would like it to be, you know, and realize that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying, you try to go back on some Doctor Strange shit, trying to alter reality and shit.
Pulling out the shield. Yeah, and you can't, bro, because it's not set up for that, man. Like, it's not, you know, like I understood that in the hierarchy of that relationship, the worst thing that I did in that was I didn't bring that woman into my world. I went into her world, which is something I would never suggest for any man to do. Make your world first. If you're going to deal with a woman in that capacity, you need to make your world. And what I mean by make your world is get yourself set up, have your business or your great job or whatever, have your financial situation straight, your house situation straight to where you're straight on your own and you don't need anything from anybody. And you bring that woman into that world. And if she doesn't capitulate to your world, you send her back to her world. Now, my mistake was I chose to go into her world again. And I moved in for 10 days. It didn't take long, you know, by the grace of God, it only took 10 days. But I moved in there and then it went back to being, she had lordship over me. I went in, I went in with the intentions of, you know, I know this. I'm not going to put up with certain stuff. I'm not going to react to certain stuff. I understand why this is happening, blah, 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 blah. But I also went and said, well, like, it's not all on the responsibility of the other person. There were some things that I could change, the way I talked to her, the way I did this, stuff like that. And what I found out was I altered the things that I did that were of concern to her, but she didn't alter anything that was of concern to me. And even though I altered what was of concern to her, she found new stuff to complain about that was irrelevant. So it was not a win. There was no win I could do it. And there was a couple of things that pushed me to the edge of where, yeah, this is enough. One was we were laying in the bed together. And that night she went to her kid's room, one of her kids, and said, I love you. Sweet dreams. Good night. The next one went to him. I love you. Sweet dreams. Good night. Then she went to the dog. Okay. The dog. And spent 5 minutes with the dog, praising and pouring affection on the dog and telling the dog how much she loved it. And, oh, I love you. Da, 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 da. And then got in the bed and told me absolutely nothing. And then after that of sitting there for a minute or two, looked at me and said, I don't feel like we're progressing. I'm like, okay. So what you're saying is it is up to me to initiate affection to you every time. Even after you parlayed to 3 other beings in this house besides me, which I'm your partner, so I'm supposed to be the person that gets that first. You came all the way to me and didn't give it to me at all. And then get mad at me because I don't, first of all, do it to you, even though I've done it for 8 nights in a row. And then that turned into an argument, which I turned to my side in the bed. And then I turned back over because as men, we don't want to go to sleep beefing with a woman because we're just nice people. And I flipped over to grab her and she said, don't fucking touch me, and kind of like push my arm off of her. So like while she was pushing her arm off of me, I pushed her arm like away. Like I just like this soft, like, and I got up to get something to drink. And she looked at me and said, get the fuck out of my house. And I said, it's 11:30 at night. I'm not going nowhere. I just paid rent. And she told me, my arm is tingly and I'm sure it has a red mark on it. Now, granted, I touched her like this. They had no red mark or no tingle, but the what I garnered from that was, I'm about to call the police. Which,
oh man,
even if I didn't touch her, I'm still going to fucking jail.
Hey, so let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Was this the same chick that you been was telling us about?
Why would you even ask? You know the answer to that question. Why would you even ask me? Why would you even ask me that, man? Do you think I would do that for anybody else? Come on.
Oh man, you should have known it was something though when she had put the dog, she was
Oh man, this is hilarious. It's funny to look back on it now, man. It wasn't funny at the time, you know what I'm saying? But it's funny now, man. It's funny, bro.
White girls and their dogs, man.
Yeah, bro. Like, and I had to realize that in that world, in that hierarchy, I was probably fifth. And what I mean by fifth was it was the 2 kids, the dog, school, then me. And I'm like, I'm not a 5th place type of dude. You know what I mean? Like,
technically, you're supposed to be first place.
Technically, but we understand, and that's why, like I talked about decent women, no waltz, unicorns. I broke down everything that makes them not one earlier, and I'm pretty sure you was on the chat when I was breaking that down. So you have a 0.0000001 chance of finding one. So if you're trying to find one, good luck. I tip my hat to you. You know, but basically it comes down to not having any children, never being married, not being very promiscuous, not being on social media, not wearing slutty clothes. If you see that out there somewhere, but had a good father in their life, was raised by both of their parents, got with morals, principles, and values. And then you top all of that off by saying this: any chick that I just described, they're going to be taken by someone, because dudes that find decent chicks like that, they don't let them go. They marry them and keep them forever because they're smart.
See, not only that, though, they can be taken by someone, though, but see, at the same time, now, how those chicks be thinking, the ones who do have fathers or both parents in the household, they'll be thinking like, well, the thoughts are winning, then, you know what I'm saying? So what they're going to do is they're going to recede back to their thoughtless nature, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're going to get talked in.
It doesn't matter if she has a father in her life.
Yeah, because like decent women are going to be talked into being thoughts again by thoughts. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Another thing I realized too that I didn't really talk about with anybody else so far is I went to the bar like 2 weeks ago. And a strange thing I noticed in there, they had about 20 women with wedding rings on with none of their partners anywhere around, getting very, very intoxicated. And one thing about women and alcohol is if they had any morals before they drink, they go away after. And so that was just a strange observation I made, bro. Like if I get married and I have a wife, when I'm not home, she's going to go to bars and drink a lot and probably screw somebody in there. So it's probably not a great idea for me to do that.
Yeah.
It's just weird, but hey, God bless them.
Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go, man. I'm going to go ahead and get you some
NyQuil, man. Get you some Alka-Seltzer, bro. Thermometer.
Yeah.
Like on Paid in Full. Some soup, a thermometer. Hey, look, bro. Feel free to call me. Hey, look. Feel free to call me when I ain't on this, bro, so we could just run it, dog. It's been a while.
All right, Samo.
Hey, man, get yourself better, bro. I'm gonna talk to you soon.
All right, now.
Later. That's one of the original Fab Five, man. The Hulk. I love it that he just laughs at me the whole time because he knows my story. He knew my struggle. And he just knew what time it was. That's my people, man. Yeah, Big A. Yeah, I was 6th. I forgot herself was 1st. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about her in the hierarchy too. Yeah. Mayhem 121. Alabama needs to be converted to an NFL team. They too strong for college football. Absolutely. They were beating people and destroying people with absolutely no quarterback, and now they have the best quarterback in college football to go along with the best team. So that's kind of not fair, and they're going to blow everybody out this year. And people thought LSU actually had a chance, which is my home team, and they beat LSU by 29 points, and LSU didn't score a point. So, yeah, that's enough said about that topic. Duke looks like they could be an NBA team, too. They probably could make the playoffs out the East right now. What do y'all think about any sports fans in here? Any guys that love sports or just like to watch sports? I mean, I know sports are asinine, but they're fun to watch and they're competitive, which is something that men love. And what do y'all think about LeBron's move to the Lakers? Y'all think that was a smart move? Y'all think it's gonna work out? Think he's gonna ever get a championship again? What do y'all think about that? Let's see. Psalms 18:39. Where have you been? I took a sabbatical. I took a sabbatical out of fear of retribution from the government and from the from financial constrictions or whatever. But I'm back because God has blessed me with a voice, and He has blessed me with gifts to be able to reach other men and use my experience and my strength and the hope that I have from what I've done to be able to help other men who may be going through the same things I'm going through, and be a voice of reason, logic, and truth. And this is not about hate. This is not about bashing women. This is not about any of it. This is just about us recognizing that we are in a fallen state right now, that the world is in a fallen state, that men are in a fallen state. And it is up to us to bring back the morals, principles, and values and get ourselves back in our rightful place. Because when we get back in our rightful place, everything else will fall back in line. And like my brother always says, it starts with the morals of the man. And that's what I truly believe. And that's what I'm going to continue doing. And that's what I'm going to cater my channel to, is going to be, the responsibility being on us and what we can do to get ourselves back into the position that we've been supposed to be in the whole time. So I'm going to put my number up here. If anybody else wants to call, I don't have any time constraints or anything to do. It's my weekend. I'm off. I don't have to go to bed early. This is what I love to do, and I love talking to my guys. 14 in the room, 20 likes. That's awesome. Wonder where my boy Clothes and Shadows is at, man. Wonder where my buddy the Shadow Man is at. He might be pissed at me. Yeah, bro, whenever I know you're working, I know you're on the clock and stuff, dog. Just do your thing. I'm going to hold it down till then. You know I'm long-winded. Long-winded. Hey, hold on one second. I'm about to go throw my clothes in the dryer. Oh man, crazy, bro. Clothing Shadows channel got deleted. Wow. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. That's sad, man. That's sad, bro. That's why you gotta kind of watch what you say on here, bro. Like if you say stuff that's incendiary, man, it's lights out. Yeah, they the best worst D in the world, bro. Like they bend but don't break, man. That's like I think they play up to their competition, man. That's what the Saints did for a long time. Like they would. I know that's crazy how old school. I ain't been getting no notifications from them or nothing like that. So that must be right. But yeah, their defense, bro, is crazy, bro. Like they play down to their competition. Like they ball out against people that are good. Like I remember they beat the Patriots one year, and then like they play teams that suck and get blasted. It's just crazy, man. Same thing the Saints did for a long time. But I don't know. Pittsburgh's looking real good in the AFC. I mean, New England looks good every year. I'm a New England fan. So we look good every year. I'm a Saints fan too. That's my home team. They look real good too. So I think I would like to see a Patriots Saints Super Bowl, and I think that would be really, really awesome. And I don't know who I would pull for, but I think Pat Mahomes is going to be a star. I think if he I think if he doesn't get hurt, barring any injury or something like that, I mean, he could be a Hall of Famer, bro, because he definitely got an arm. And what's crazy is I'm so old, bro. I remember his dad pitching in the major leagues for the Twins. I used to have his dad's baseball card, like Patrick Mahomes, and it was I'm trying to think of what kind of card it was. It was a flare. It was a Flair brand, and it was a minor league card about him being a prospect coming to the major leagues. And I remember it was worth $20 out of Beckett magazine. That's crazy. I got a photographic memory, but yeah, I mean, I think Kareem Hunt's probably one of the top 4 running backs in the NFL right now. I think Pat Mahomes is on his way to being definitely a top 5 quarterback. I'm being quiet. Go ahead. I talked enough. I talked enough.
Waiting to strike.
Waiting to strike volume 12. Waiting to strike volume 12.
Yo, man. What I missed?
A lot of everything. I've been basically talking about what me and you talk about for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
But
that's a lot of shit.
Yeah, but we about to unlock some chambers. Just go, man. I'm being quiet. I'm following your lead, man.
Well, shit, I don't know where to start. You know what I mean? I don't know what we were talking about. Where to go?
Okay, well, the title of the show is MGTOW 2020 10-Day Blue Pill Undercover Relapse Show. So you could if you want to, you could just blast me. You could just blast me for a while because you know my whole story. So you could just roast me if you want to for the next hour or whatever.
Well, first of all, I want to say damn, bro, I know everybody glad you made a challenge, and everybody can see. I'm glad you came back to your challenge. Let me say, and everybody can see what women do inside of your brain, right? Women are the thing that we just love them. You know what I'm saying? So at any point in time, you see one that looks like you are on the inside, you're gonna go for it. That's what we were talking about last night. You're gonna go for it. You're gonna fall flat on your face because it's everything has to be up under your power. This is what I'm taking from the little bit of conversation that I heard. So make sure you keep it up under your power when you deal with chicks. You said the very key point. Humble yourself into knowing what type of woman that you can deal with, if you're going to deal with women at all. So that's basically what it boils down to. I'm so glad that you jumped back on here and did a live, bro.
I had to. It's been bubbling. It's been bubbling for a minute, man. The outpour has been great. The reception has been great. The call-ins have been great. I just really realize how necessary this is, even if it's on a small scale, but just to be able to come here and relate to other people that are struggling with the same things we're struggling with. And with me being blessed to be able to be so open and honest, like you always tell me, bro, you're like, man, I respect the fact that you're just honest, man. A lot of people really can't do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I just come here and probably talk about a lot of things that a lot of us go through that aren't comfortable actually talking about it. And I make people feel okay about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because people will be a lot of guys want to look at your example and they say, oh damn, he did the same thing I did. I thought I was able to get past this woman, and then all of a sudden I'm in there trying to
waiting to strike.
With shorts, waiting to strike.
That's what we could classify the male relationship dynamic as now. It's called suffering through waiting to strike.
Yo, the waiting to strike, man. The waiting to strike movie is something else, man. And like I was saying, some other guys can just look at your story and be like, you know what, I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, or maybe I could help them not to have to go through all I went through. That's what I'm thinking. I know as human beings and as men, we are not good at learning from other people's experiences. But maybe I could curtail someone from really going to get destroyed, because like I was able to get out the jungle. Some people might not be able to get out the jungle, you know?
Right. Some people will die, like we said this before, they will die and not come up out of that blue pill haze. So you being an example, you know, every guy that even goes red pill and you document your journey, it's like that's your crucifixion right there. That's your crucifixion. The whole world can see you and see your progress and see what it took for you to become the man that you are today, which is successful, your own place, your own cars, your own business.
In spite of.
Life is good. In spite of. Life is great.
Because one thing I was telling people too, and I'm about to get Jesse for a little while with us. I watched the Jesse thing, and he said, you know, people think knowledge is important, but knowledge is absolutely useless. Wisdom is important. And I understand that, because I was talking earlier about how I thought by me garnering all of this red pill knowledge and this MGTOW information that I could go back into her world and control that situation. That ain't wisdom. You know what wisdom's? That's knowledge. Okay, well, I know how to do this, and I can make her move this way. And when she moves this way, I move this way. And she says this, and I say that, and I do this, and she does that. And no, this is wisdom. You know what wisdom says? Okay, this is what you need to do. All the information and knowledge that you have tells you stay as far away from that situation as humanly possible. That's wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, goddamn, getting shot in the bush.
Yeah, I got hit with a Mac. I got hit with a Mac. You know, but it only took 10 days, bro. 10 days. You know.
The thing that really caught my ear when you was talking, you was like you said that about the 2 kids and then the dog. And then she got to you and it was like, you see that? It's basically saying, you see that shit I just gave to you? I just gave to them. You're not getting it.
You know, no. You're not getting any of that. You don't deserve it. We're not progressing. That's what she told me. We're not progressing.
But you are progressing with a dog.
Yeah, but the dog's progressing though. The dog's progressing. Her love for the dog was progressing, but her love for me was wavering. You know, and it's.
Go ahead.
But I was being a woman.
Go ahead.
I was being a woman. I became a woman.
In the emotion.
I became a woman. You know why I became a woman? Because I was concerned about the way she felt instead of concerned about doing the right thing. That's how I became, because that's what a woman's supposed to do. They're supposed to be concerned about your feelings and looking up to you to figure out what the right thing is to do, not you worrying about her feelings and looking at her to figure out what the right thing is to do. That's what it is. That's what being a woman is, man.
And that's why most men in this world, in this country, are fucked up, because they're looking up to their women and they don't even realize it. None of them realize it. A woman's upset, they go running around, scrambling, trying to get their game plan together, so they can have, like you said, they can have another moment waiting to strike. Everything is okay. Well, it's not okay, because you're sitting here and you're fucked up.
I'm making that my moniker, and I'm getting T-shirts printed with that on it.
I can't wait. I'm buying that T-shirt.
And a hat. And a hat.
What?
Waiting to strike,
I'm
Ian.
buying that T-shirt.
Waiting to strike.
What's the other one you be saying?
Busting slugs. Get in the car. I'm telling you, bro. When I told him about that story last night, bro, my sister in the club. I went to the club last night. I told you about that too. I went to the club last night. My sister's best friend is friends with my ex. She busted out the clothes to give to the little chick, the little 2 pairs of raglan ass shorts and the broken PlayStation controller. And I instantaneously, when I heard that, I turned into a woman. I started feeling, and I started feeling insecure, inadequate, lonely, depressed, sad. But even though I couldn't control my feelings, what I did do was I controlled the way I reacted to my feelings. Because before that, I would have did a Carl Lewis dash out of that club to my car by myself where nobody could have seen me, and I'd have pulled out the Mac and I'd have started busting slugs. Baby, look, I really appreciate you sending them clothes to me. I know you've been thinking about me. I've been thinking about you too. Look, I really miss you. I know you're probably with another dude right now getting piped down, but when you finish getting piped down, look, I know you miss me, man. Please hit me up. I miss you. I love you. Let me come home.
Yo, it's like that was what we said this last night. That was truly a Corleone move she pulled on you last night. Sort of Godfather move on you.
It's so gangster that she understood by sending that raggedy ass controller, them busted ass cargo shorts, and them Reebok gym shorts that was going to elicit some kind of response from me, whether it be a physical or emotional, and she got the job done.
She got the job done. Let's send him Luca Brasi.
Yeah. The man with one eye sleeps with the fishes.
He's dead. You're not gonna see him no more. He's gone.
Crazy, man.
I'm so glad that you're back doing your thing.
I'm never going away ever again.
Right. I want to say shout out to the Juice Man too.
Yeah, man.
Tony Carter, man.
Yeah, bro. I miss my guys, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Closing Shadows, but I did know his channel got shut down. I figured that he would try to make another one, but maybe one day.
Closing Shadows wasn't pulling no punches. He was going straight, direct, bashing, banging, busting heads. He wasn't tripping. His ill repute for the opposite sex was very evident.
Right.
No
mercy.
No mercy.
No mercy.
His channel should have been Cobra Kai Clothed in Shadows, because he wasn't showing no mercy.
And especially when you see, like, when you got, I like to say, like, guys, most of the time, you got, like, shades of, like, to me, it's like shades of red.
Absolutely.
When it comes to still shit. And his shit was truly
black.
A fucking, like, it's like, that bitch always, it's like ruby, dark blood red.
His was like the blood you get like when you get stabbed in your liver or something like that, and it starts coming.
Yeah.
Crimson. His shit was crimson.
Crimson. He got a crimson feel. So it's like, like it's levels to this, man. It's really levels to this, man.
You got to get past your anger, man. You got to get past your hate, man.
Yeah. It's the fucking anger, man. Once you it's the Jedi thing all over again. You're gonna be Jedi, you can be a Sith. You know what I mean? You know you're a Sith, man. Everybody's chasing you. You know what I mean? Everybody's mad at you. And you're mad at everybody else because you don't like the way things are going.
And what I really looked at why I came back, and I really feel like I made a mistake. I mean, it was part of the blue pill relapse and all that, but whatever. But like I let fear of economic insecurity or financial ruin or not getting where I think I should be in life and attaining what I think I should attain and all this fake ass attached bullshit that means absolutely nothing anyway. But what I looked at was my channel has never been incendiary. It has never been offensive. It has never been bashful. You know what I'm saying? It was just the truth. It's the truth. It's just pure truth.
Just grown man talking.
That's it.
That's the way I look at. That's the way I look at your channel, and that's the way I look at most mental channels. You know what I mean? Like most reptile channels, is just grown men talking. But you do have the occasional channel that people are going to find offensive, and they're going to want to censor that shit. So as men, right, like you were saying, and like what me and you be talking about a lot, this is what's going to separate us in the future from them. Okay, you can tell when somebody's even lying or not in line with the truth because it's coming from an emotional standpoint. So, like, all men need to take heed to this. You can tell when men are not themselves when they're emotional.
Yep.
When they are emotional, when they do not operate from a place of
logic
straight in line. Yeah, you You gotta be straight in line. And if you're not straight in line, that means you're left. And we all know what left is.
You're being a woman and your father is the devil.
Your father is the devil. Satan.
Satan is your father.
Satan is your father because you're coming from a place that is not real.
Okay, well I'm about to start questioning because y'all really want you to expound on some stuff. So my understanding of what tilts the scales back is that I truly don't believe that the responsibility is on the woman whatsoever, bro. I do not believe that because we understand that they are the vessels that are supposed to be looking up toward us. And we have set a very bad example of what men are. So do you think that the key to turning all of this around is for men to gain back morals, principles, and values?
Well, you know, that's a no-brainer.
How do we do that? How do we do that?
How do we get morals back?
Yep.
We get morals back by no matter what the situation is, right? You must do the right thing. And I'm going to give you an example. One time, me and you were talking. And we were talking about how you and your ex had got back together. But like she was still fucking with the other guy. And then I was like, yo, you got to go tell him. If you don't tell him, then he's just going to be lost. See, what is the right thing to do in that situation?
Don't fuck her and tell him.
Right. But after you fuck her,
still tell him. Still tell him because you're going to fuck her. I mean, yeah. So
you see what I'm saying? You got to like warn him what kind of animal, what kind of creature he's dealing with.
Beast.
Right. If you don't tell him, then you're leaving your brother in the hell.
Then I'm liable.
You're liable. You see what I'm saying? You have to say, like you said, women cannot take responsibility, men have to take responsibility. So you have to take responsibility. Okay, if I fuck this chick, and I know she got a man or I know she got a husband, I need to be willing to deal with the consequences.
Yeah. Whatever they may be.
That's moral.
And don't hide and be a coward and a bitch.
Right. You just gotta stand up to it. You know what I mean? You just gotta stand up to it, especially if you're conscious of what you're doing. If you're conscious of what you're doing, what's taking place, you have to stand up and you have to be right, man. Because you see the dude motherfucking just often fucked up over this.
Hurting.
And there's nothing. He'll never snap out of it until he gets on another pussy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has to actually jump on another pussy, and then kind of like the memory will begin to fade. But he's still sick.
And he's gonna repeat the same cycle with the next one too.
Right. He's still sick. See, this red pill, it'll kill everything, and anything that's fucked up, it'll just kill it.
Because it makes you responsible for yourself, man.
Exactly, and there's a verse inside of the Bible and it says like I tell you this, love your brothers more and more. Something to that effect.
Yeah.
Love your brothers more and more. I say to you.
Because that's all we got, man.
That's all we got, man, because if they can't take responsibility, then who is supposed to take responsibility?
So do you think, okay, let's just put a hypothetical out there for a second. So do you think that there's anything that you can do in your behavior when dealing with the immoral woman to get her out of her immoral ways and turn her to the right way? Once she's been soiled, I should say. Do you think it's ever a possibility to get her back being clean again by what you do?
She will have to. I was just talking to a chick about this today. I'll text her back and forth. Like women, you said it just not too long ago. They have to look up to you. if they don't look up to you, you see what I'm saying? If they don't admire you,
respect you,
right? If they don't have any admiration for you, I don't know if it's the thing of respect.
Admiration. Look up.
Yeah, like,
to look up.
Yeah, right. Because like that, you got to understand they're a different type of being. So like, I don't know if they really understand respect like that.
No.
It's more like fear.
Admiration, fear of loss.
Right, like a man will look another man like eye to eye.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, it's like respect.
It's respect, yeah.
Like
if you come over here talking that shit, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass. Just like I know if I go talk that shit to you, I might get my ass beat.
Right. So therefore, I guess it's a level of fear as well.
It's a sense of fear and respect at the same time. Like, all right, you're a man, dog, and I'm a man. I know you might kill me or I might kill you, so we might want to think twice about going to war with each other.
Right. Right. But I don't think women really have that in them. It's just it's a fear type of thing. And when I think about it in my head, when I think about a woman that would stay with a man, it's like a fear type of thing. Like if I lose this dude, I'm fucked up.
Yeah. I'm never gonna find anything like this again.
It gotta be like that. If it's not like that, then you're pretty much you're always trying to make sure that she's okay, and that makes you weak.
Okay, well, with that being said, okay, we would look at guys like us who are, you know, average Joes, man. I mean, we just could say we're average. We're as far as like all around, we're extraordinarily ordinary, I'd like to say. But you got to look at dudes, bro. They can't, dude, Scottie Pippen can't even keep his old lady in check. He's a multimillionaire. Kevin Garnett can't keep his lady in check. He's a multimillionaire. He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome, he's rich, he's let's see who else. Brad Pitt, who epitomizes what women think are sexy in the world, can't keep his old lady. Johnny Depp, who women think are gorgeous, can't keep. Like, so even if they're not afraid to lose them dudes, what would make them be afraid to lose an average Joe-ass ordinary motherfucker like us?
That was a great fucking observation. I've been watching all of that.
Like, think about that shit. If they ain't afraid to lose them.
What it is, man, it's because they've gotten comfortable. And when women get comfortable, that means they've already taken a certain amount of power. All right, so think about this. Somebody that's been married for, let's just take Johnny Depp. He's been married for, such and such amount of years. Man, she knows she's straight. When I'm good, my career is already popping. But thank you for the extra money that you are going to give me because of the marriage.
Yeah, I'm about to get some of this. Yeah. Oh, you made Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory too? Oh, you made that? Well, look, I've been with you when you made them full movies. So like that 250 mil that you think you're getting, I'm getting 125 of that.
I'm getting half of this shit. So that in and of itself, your woman has already lost respect for you. She can't look up to you like that. Now y'all more eye to eye.
Yeah. Man, I leave you, I'm getting 125 mil.
It's a power thing, bro. It's just a power thing. Like when she's gotten a certain amount of power in the relationship, she will begin to have disdain for you.
Yeah,
because it's weakness.
Well, you ever heard that? You ever heard that old statement where you hear a lot of women say he's worth more to me dead than alive?
You see? See, no, when this motherfucker croak over, I'm gonna get this insurance money. See, guys not thinking about this, and this is another reason that men have to like get their power back. And like another way you get your power back too is like when men die, the fuck all this. I'm leaving all this shit to my wife. No, I'm leaving all this shit to my son because he know what the fuck he's doing. And
if I ain't got no kids, I'm leaving this shit to some crazy ass shit like the fucking United Negro College Fund or some shit like that, man. You ain't getting nothing.
Really, it gotta be like that, bro, because then you have like boundaries and shit, and everything's kept in check. You know what I'm saying? Like when I die, my son is going to have the power. attorney. He got the power. Everything that is of value within the family.
And he'll parcel it out the right way, the way it's supposed to be given out.
Exactly, and that's the way it was. If you think that's the way it was in biblical.
The oldest son always got it.
The eldest son got the inheritance. So we have to get back to that. Like men are not aware of their power. They're not aware of the things that be happening within a marriage or within a union. They don't even really take heed of it. And then like, I love my wife. She'll take care of everything. Okay. All right.
Okay, so let's talk about some super crazy shit for a little while.
Okay.
All right, so we were talking about last night how, like, we've dealt with a certain amount of women. Obviously, like you said, I've dealt with a little bit more of them, but we both had our fair share of the opposite sex. And we talked about those situations when we found that one or two throughout our lifetime where when we had sex with them, it felt like everything was perfect. Like everything else disappeared except that moment. Now, what a lot of people would think is that they found the person to complete them. But what we talked about is when that happens, you actually are finding the person that completes you, which is you. So explain to these people if they don't understand that what that means.
I'm trying to go back to the conversation that we had all the way on.
Well, remember we were saying, like, when you meet a chick that you have that connection to, when you have sex with them and y'all connect and bond like that, you think that you're connecting to her, but really and truly you're connecting to yourself. So that person is actually you. And you...
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. You know it.
We were talking about desire.
Desire.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
We were talking about desire. So, like, when you really look at a woman and, like, you desire her, that's something like, when you desire something, like, that's, like, close to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should be close to you. Like, you desire whatever it is, man. Like, it's like fulfillment. So, like, you'll look at that thing and be like, man, I really, really want that. I really, really want to be a part of that. Because if I could just get that, everything would be all right. And then this is the whole, the pull thing, the attraction thing. I finally get this person together in this moment. Like you said, there's a moment of feeling of completion.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But that feeling, all that whole time, that feeling only came from you, because the thing that the other person is feeling is completely different, or should be completely different. So whatever you're feeling, that is you. That is you. And then, like, if the feeling should disappear, it's because, like, you've lost yourself.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it.
And we were talking about the crazy part about it, how like when that happens, you usually look like the other person, and the other person looks like you. That's crazy.
Well, that comes from like time, like y'all really. That's like that bond thing when we talking about.
Yeah.
Like when people like be together for a little while, and then y'all kind of like take on the same mannerisms and shit.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like all that shit just start merging together. Y'all really like start like one person.
Soul swapping.
So like we were talking about this the other night anyway, though, because like that's the whole thing. Like everybody is the same person anyway.
Yep.
So I know that shit sounds crazy, but everybody is the same person. You just separated by time and space.
That's it.
All right. Now, people not gonna really understand this shit what I'm saying, but everybody is the same person, but just in a different time in a different space. The only reason you cannot really, the reason why you really, really don't feel that way is because of the judgment from the separation. That's the only reason. You cannot tell that person is pretty much they're the same person. Y'all just can't see it or feel it because y'all separate. Everybody's separated by the body. Everybody's separated by skin color. Everybody's separated by religion. Everybody's separated by code, creed, and all this.
So what basically I gathered from that is when you connect with that other person you desire so much, you're actually connecting with yourself and becoming one with that other person. So one person, two people become one, like even the Bible talks about, and then you feel complete.
You feel complete because it's not really real though. okay, like you trying to get this shit from the outside is not real.
No, you can't use external stimuli to feel complete on the inside because it's not gonna last, man.
It's not real. So like the real thing is that shit coming from the inside, recognizing that shit. Man. Like this from the inside. All this shit you don't feeling is me. It ain't her, it's you. You're feeling this shit. So like how can you cannot depend on that or rely on that. I mean that out, like you said, that external source. You cannot depend on that. You cannot rely on that. What you can depend on and rely on is God, and God is, things like shit, right, logic.
So basically, what do you think are the practical things that people could do to make themselves feel like that on the inside instead of having to rely on something outside of themselves to feel like that, which we know flees at every moment? So, like, what do people have to do to be able to walk around in completeness without having to need anything outside of themselves to attach themselves to feel complete? I think that's probably everybody's biggest struggle, bro. It's like reaching for stuff outside themselves to complete themselves, man. Like, that's where attachment comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's really helped me out is just not wanting anything. Like if you can just go, like you can just see, like it's like we were talking about this before. It was like just a voice in your head telling you like, yo, if I don't have this, if I don't have that, it's like, you ain't shit. Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah, discontent.
Discontent. That's the word I'm looking for. Discontent. If I don't have this thing, I don't have that thing. If I don't have this, I'm not going to be happy. It's not going to be satisfied. And it goes on and on and on.
Because every time you attain those things that you think are going to make you content, they never last and you never stay content or happy. So it's always a one-up. I need to one-up this. Okay, I got this kind of car. Well, I've been having this for a little. I want this kind of car. Oh, I got this job. Well, I'm making this kind of money. Well, okay, I got this. I feel good about it. I got a ring. Well, I need another job. Oh, this chick's fine. Yeah, I love her to death. She's hot as fuck. I'm fucking the shit out of her. Oh, yeah, well, I'm tired of fucking this chick. I want somebody hotter than her. Oh, okay, well, right. You know, this house is cool. It's kind of big. It's kind of nice. I've been in it for a little. I need a bigger house. You know.
So what is that? What is discontent? All discontent is just you wanting some more shit.
That's it. That's the bitch in us.
Exactly. And all that want is just emotion.
Yep.
So like if you can just get that and not people think like there's a lot of people that think like, yo, if you can't feel it, that must be horrible.
That shit must be awesome.
It must be horrible and it must be miserable. You can't feel anything. Oh, that's just so sad.
Shit, that shit must be awesome. I would love to feel like that.
Like no feeling at all, and just being okay with everything. But then like everything that's just not practice. Man, that's a type of peace that you may find. You can't really, you won't get it.
So I guess the trick is really just understanding that nothing will ever fulfill you outside of yourself, and stop living your life based on that premise of if I just get this and I just get that and I just have this and I just have that, that's just gonna make me happy. Because I mean, I've experienced it myself. I mean, I've basically gained in my life, besides a few things that I've had as goals, everything. And I've still had days when I was in that where I was so unhappy and discontent that I didn't even want to continue existing. So I know that's the case, man.
Right. Man, that's fucking terrible. Something outside of yourself to make you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, bro. Something that you're supposed to love at that.
Man, that is terrible. That's terrible that individual thing has to do.
Yeah.
It's terrible that Miller died like that.
Something that you love and the sad part about it is usually it's something that you love and that you think loves you.
Think that thing that's the whole thing. You think that everybody like feeling how they're feeling at that time. Not real.
It's incapable of feeling like that. It's not and what people don't understand is it's not supposed to feel like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not created to feel like that. It's not created to love you. It's created to revere you.
Right. It's already be doing the thing. Like this is like it's all the things and food should already be set. Food and water should already be set. And then if we set, this is how it be. I'm not taking my foot off the set. All right, once this car starts to go, I'm not taking my foot off the pedal. You can try to get this out as far as possible, but I'm going to kick you out while my foot is on the pedal.
Well, I mean, if you look at love from this aspect, like I've heard about this throughout the old times and everything like that, like when warlords and kings and stuff like that would go invade other villages and other places and stuff like that, and they would kill all the men. The warlord would take the king's wife. Now, you would think in your mind that the king's wife would love the king that she just killed, and she would hate the warlord that just killed her husband. But she ends up with the warlord and revering and so-called loving him. So
you gotta think, man. Once the king died, whoever died, once they died, all they was hoping was, I hope he's a good killer and really likes women, because I hope to still maintain my position.
And don't kill me.
You know? That's all it is.
But that's what I say. It's not love, it's reverence. Like he was strong enough to come in there and kill that king, and then now she looks up to him as like he's strong. He's a killer. He demands respect. You know, so
right. That's how it was. And you gotta think like life was so much harsher back.
Oh man, it was unforgiving, man. Like even if you go back to the Wild West, bro, like man, bro, people wasn't playing it wasn't no police or none of that. Like you offend somebody, dog, we about to go out here and walk. We're about to both take 10 paces, turn around, pull a strap out. Whoever's the best shot is gonna live to fight another day. And you know, whoever ain't, you know, this is gonna be the end of your run. See, you wouldn't want to be you. You know. You know, we about to start busting slugs at each other. And you know, and that's just it. And the thing about it is that like it had to be, I think that gene is imprinted in women from the beginning of time, bro. So they look towards strong men to protect them, even though we live in a society of ultimate protection where they don't need us to protect them anymore because they got daddy and his sons at the drop of a dime to call on the phone. So they don't need men for so-called protection anymore because they have that from the government. But I heard an interesting thing, and I think me and you talked about this too, bro. The way a woman feels that you're strong now is by the way you fuck her. Like if you fuck her really hard and fuck her really good, like she feels that that's a sense of strength and protection. That's why it's important to never make love to your woman, ever.
Well, we was talking about this, and I was like, yo, like you gotta stop being like weak doing sex. Meaning, like a lot of guys don't think about this shit. But like, not supposed to ejaculate as much as you ejaculate. So the more like you do that, you understand, man. Talk about it all goes together. The more you do that, it's like the more unaware you become. Because your consciousness is so shot, it's so numb. You can't even tell that she's starting to look at you like you just become weak because after you start having sex in life, you feel like it's automatic. It's automatic. You start ejaculate, you start busting nuts out of your point, start sipping. It's going to be hard. But the sipping is lovely to the sipping because you'll be sipping probably you won't even know it or you won't even see it. And by the time you wake up and realize what's going on, she's already doing whatever. She's already got 3 new social media that you're know about. She's already been meeting up with guys at the week. Shit like that, because to her, it's like...
It's boring.
It's boring. Exactly. So you got to make sure that after sex, and like, you got to be like using the dick as a weapon. You got to start taming. You know, they start taming and not just giving in to every time y'all have sex. Like, it's really just like one sex.
So you're basically saying that it probably wasn't a good move for me to bust 20 nuts in a weekend.
I probably didn't it probably wasn't a good idea for you to do that, bro, because 20 nuts in a weekend.
How am I still alive?
I don't know how you still alive. I don't know how you become red pill after that.
I also said notice something about sex that we talk about a lot is like if you catch them when they have an attitude and like you really grab them and slam them down and like rip their clothes off and fuck the shit out of them, bro, it really tames them, bro. They really chill after that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's a taming mechanism, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But you also gotta be aware of that theory, of that emotion. So later, like it's gonna happen again. You're gonna have to keep doing that. Then learn, you're gonna have to keep putting up that thing. Like that's why the fight gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the sex gets like crazier and crazier and crazier. It's that type of thing.
Yeah.
So if you're in a relationship with somebody, you gotta realize what's going on. That type of thing is happening. Pretty much that y'all have put sex and fighting together.
Yeah, it becomes a war, man. Like it's like a because it becomes less sex and more fighting. In the beginning, it's like no fighting and more sex, but then like little by little, the lines get drawn and the balance gets shifted, and it becomes okay. Well, I'm about to suffer 95% of the time while I'm waiting to strike, and I get to strike 5% of the time.
Right. She sees that.
Yeah.
I mean, all you're doing is getting frustrated because like you want sex so bad, or you want to strike so bad. You see that shit. You
ever notice all of a sudden they start getting headaches and stomach aches and shit like that, man?
Yeah, I got a headache and I'm sleepy.
I noticed like that was a strange trend that I've seen in the dynamic of the relationship that I was in, that in the beginning she didn't really get headaches or have stomach aches or panic attacks or any of these things. It was like it was a wild, wild west, man. We were making movies, man. We made movies, man. And then I realized that the movies became more and more censored and and less and less between, and then like headaches and stomach aches and butt aches and muscle cramps and
wow.
You know, and it's like, wow, man, you must have all of a sudden gone to these ailments in the last month while I wasn't here. And then you know what else I noticed too? And we talked about this. I noticed that I got my dick sucked a whole lot less, man.
Oh yeah, as time goes by, that dick will get dry. As time goes by, your dick will get dry.
I could remember that there was a point in time when it seemed like that my penis was attached to an orifice in her body. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was, you know, either a hand, I mean, a hand's not an orifice, but whatever. It could make a hole with a hand, a mouth, vagina, or anus, or it was always in one of those places. That was its home.
Gotta keep you empty. So something, I don't want you coming out of this joint.
But then
I don't want you floating up out of it.
I started realizing like my penis started becoming homeless more and more. You know what I mean?
As time goes by, your dick will get dry.
Yeah, it became homeless. Like it had no place to live anymore. Like it was like in my, you know, and then I'm living there, so it's like I can't really jack off because I'm gonna get caught, and I really ain't gonna get to be at a strike.
Yo, ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, they use something like jacking off. You're like, you ain't supposed to be jacking off. Well, if I ain't supposed to be jacking off, don't you supposed to be fucking me?
But I was cheating when I was doing that, and I was cheating when I was watching porn.
It's really, if you really think about it, you really are cheating. If you really, really think about it. See what I'm saying? Like, you're cheating because you're getting aroused by some other thing other than her. Now, the real question is, we got to ask, is that normal? Is that normal for a man to be wanting multiple women?
Yes.
So you feel like it's the wrong thing or
yes.
the right thing?
Well, I mean, if you look at it throughout history, I mean, I talked about this with somebody. I don't know if it was you. I think it was one of my other friends. I said, if you look at it throughout history, there have always been various stories of men having multiple wives. But guess what? There's not one story in history of a woman having multiple husbands at one time. Ever.
Right. Now, why do you think that is?
Because that shit is not natural.
Not natural. Not natural for a woman to
have multiple dicks, man. It's not natural, man.
Yeah, it's not fucking natural. So, like, but like, I'm saying, think about it like this. Like now, we was talking about what's the dude, Polite, right? He got all the wives.
Mm-hmm.
Dude with all the wives, and then we was like, "Yo, look how tired he looks."
Distraught, exhausted.
He looks really, really tired, man.
Exhausted.
Like, do you think? See, like, if you have all these wives, man, do you think that that's the right thing for you to be doing? Because you're going to look like that.
Is that the right dog? I had one that almost killed me. You think I would want to have more than one?
Right.
No.
Even if I had a bunch of money, bro, like it's like I don't have the time dealing with multiple.
If you had a bunch of money, you'd be on some Hugh Hef shit. That's what it would be.
Exactly.
Let's get some money.
Exactly.
I got some money. Let's get some more money. Let's have a good time. Let's create fantasies. Let's create all this. But as far as like having people to be accountable to, because you're accountable to somebody when you're with them, man. A brother Polite is accountable to 4 people, man, besides himself.
That shit is crazy.
Think how exhausted. Man, think of this for us. Just think about this. Think about how impossible it is to please one of them. Can you imagine the kind of conversations and arguments he has on a daily basis?
I wonder if they either, like, do they fight? I don't think he got no fight in the house.
Oh, no, they running shit.
You couldn't possibly have a fight with them. Couldn't possibly.
You ain't not winning.
You're not winning. All of them going to jump up on you.
Man, look, bro. If you are in a committed relationship with a title, or you are married, or you are taking care of someone who has other people's children and you're not the father of those children, you are a grade A Marvel comic superhero.
Superhero.
You are a superhero. You are a Jesus. You are a sacrificial lamb. You know how much sacrifice that takes, bro? Like, I think about people I know who are with people who have children from previous relationships, previous marriages, previous whatever endeavors. And these guys are stand-up guys who have no kids with anyone. And they pay all of the bills and work their ass off to take care of people that they are not responsible for. If that's not a superhero, I mean, that sounds like Spider-Man to me, man. You know, that sounds like the Silver Surfer. That, you know what I mean? Like, for real, bro. Like, I'm really thinking about it. Like, that's what they do. They put their lives on the line for people they're not responsible for.
Yep.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
How you think they feel about that? That feel like hate them?
How do they feel about men that what do that?
That don't, that just would not talk.
Like men like us?
Yeah.
They think like they think we're smart. I've talked to several women in front of their husbands where their husbands had all differing views than me, but their wives had the same views as me and told their husbands that they had the same views as me in front of their husband. I would never get married. This was stupid. I wish I wouldn't have did this. I want to be free. I want to be able to do what I want to do. And he's like, oh, I love being married. I love my family. I love working and providing for them. And he's like, oh, I don't love this. This ain't what I wanted. I'm just stuck. And she ain't doing nothing. Nothing. Just spending the money. And man, look, I talked to a married woman the other week, bro. And this is not the first time I heard this. When they know you red pill, you don't want anything to do with them. You're not trying to cop a feel or put anything in them or be their man or anything. They feel really comfortable telling you the truth because they know you understand. She told me this woman has 3 kids. She's in her 40s. It's her second marriage. 2 of her kids are from her previous husband. Her new husband is an all-field salesman, makes all kind of money, just built a $500,000 house, got on a Cadillac Escalade. She has anything she wants, does anything she wants. She works because she wants to work. Her statement to me was her number one fantasy in life is to get up one day, leave, never come back, and never tell anybody where she's at and live her life the way she wants to for the rest of her life.
But she can do it anymore.
Oh, yeah. It's over with. I've also had a married woman that we talked about that I'm not going to get into on this about who she is. But she told me she never loved either one of her husbands that she married.
Like you're really the lover. You are really the lover, man, because the shit that you'll do for her, like she ain't gonna be able to do it for you. She just not.
Yeah. You have to it's just the lines, man. It's just that they had checks and balances for all this at one time to where the nature of the thing could be kept in check. You understand what I mean? Like women were able to keep themselves in check because they had checks and balances. If you were a immoral woman, if you were a woman of the night, if you were a gallivanting woman, if you were a cheater, if you were all of this, you would be cast out and you would be shamed and you would be taken away from the life that you had and you wouldn't have a chance to have that life again. That's not the case today, man. That is not there's no checks and balances, man. They have no fault divorce where you can say, well, you know what? I kind of had a good run with you, but like, I feel like I want to do some other shit. So I'm going to take half of your shit to go do some other shit with some other shit. People don't understand this shit, man.
Like, they really had a control box. What they did, hell she looked like. Nobody really knows what the hell she looked like. Brandon pretty much weak, man. Just walking around it. That's like I feel. And then I half naked when we came from the room.
Yeah, I was talking about like, okay, there are decent women out there. There are decent women out there. There are humble women. There are, you know, what people would say, no waltz in you. I believe that. But guess what? The first thing is they're not going to have kids from somebody else. So that eliminates a large amount of the population. Second of all, they're not going to have been married to anyone else. That eliminates a lot of the population. Third of all, they aren't going to have slept with a whole lot of people. That eliminates a lot of the population. Fourth of all, they're not going to be running around here in scantily clad clothes, showing their cleavage with pants up their ass, with their asses hanging out, showing provocative stuff. That's not them. Fifth of all, they're not going to be social media stars posting all kind of provocative pictures and have all kind of dating sites. So that eliminates a large quantity of the population. Then they are not going to be the kind of people that were raised without fathers, that weren't raised in two-parent homes, that weren't raised with morals, principles, and values. So that eliminates a whole lot of the population too. And the final one is any of these girls that I just talked about, they are taken by smart guys who get them and never let them go. So your chance of finding one of those people I just talked about is 0.00001%. So if you want to go on that journey, I salute you and I wish you the best. Am I lying? Am I lying?
You're not lying, bro. Look at that. That's the whole thing, man. It's like, what you looking at? What is it that you look for? That thing that you're looking for, that woman is going, she wants you, she's going to try to be that. So she don't have to do that.
The last date I went on, the last date that I went on, the woman that came with me was dressed like I got her out of Larry Flint's Hustlers Club.
Did you like it?
I loved it. But what I'm saying is, so did every other, huh? Hold on, let me finish. But so did, huh? Did she? Oh yeah, no, I'm saying I liked it, but guess what? Every other man that was around liked it too. So what is that telling me is, if you came on this date with me looking like this, and you know I already like you, and I'm already attracted to you, and I'm already sexually active with you, you didn't come dressed like that to, what could I say, to impress me. You came with me dressed like that to garner the attention and impress other men that are out there.
Okay, here's the question. Let's say you had no reaction to the outfit that she had. Do you think that would have been hard?
If I wouldn't have had a reaction, well, you want me to tell me what my reaction was to it when I saw it?
Yeah.
My reaction to it was I tried to take all her clothes off as soon as she walked in my door and have sex with her and not even go on a date. And then I had to explain to her what a man is, okay? I explained to her, I wish that for one day we could trade bodies or spirits, and my spirit could go in you, and you would understand how I feel and why I react to you when you show up dressed like that. She didn't say anything, but I'm just saying that's what I said, because she's like, God, you can't keep your hands off of me. You can't stop touching me. And I'm going to go back to one of your videos. And a lot of women would say, well, you're just weak. You're right. We are weak. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely fucking right.
who's wrong and who's right? Are we wrong? I mean, are we right for telling them, like, look, you know, it's not fair if you dress like that. You know, that, you know that shit's brown from prison. It's not, so it's got to accept what I have about.
And that's not playing fair, man. It's not playing fair, man. It's not fair. Your fairness is not fair, man. When you see that, you see yourself. Okay, you see the fairness. You like, oh, this ain't fair. When I say that's the first thing, oh, this ain't fair. This ain't fair. I have no defense for this whatsoever. There is no defense for this. None. There's none. I don't care. Look, bro, I don't care how much morals, principles, values, red pills, MGTOW, bloop de bloop, blah. Man, if you'd have seen what that thing looked like, dressed up like that, you'll forget your name.
But, you know, we gotta go back. We all know this is feeling, right?
Yep. I turned into a woman instantaneously. My nuts shriveled up, fell on the floor, and I instantaneously, the estrogen shot up in my body so much at that point that I probably could have grew breast.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like all this shit, all this stuff that we be feeling. You know, you got a heart on for a woman. You feel this way. You want to simp, bro. It's all you. All this shit is just you feeling that type of way.
Jesus.
You're feeling that shit.
Jesus Christ. I'm thinking about what she looked like in my head right now. That's just, it's amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
Like, damn, I deserve that bitch.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, I was like, I could tell that dress kind of ain't new. So I ain't the first person you wore this for. You know, so it made me feel like kind of not that special. You understand what I mean? Like, I was like, yeah, this is not new. You didn't just buy this, you know. And in a sense, man, as good as it felt physically, like in every other level, it felt embarrassed. I felt embarrassed, man. I really did, bro. Because I really I understood what people were feeling around me, because I have a good sense of garnering like how people feel and how people think around me. And I could honestly tell, bro, that people were really feeling and thinking that I had a hooker with me, man.
So is that like embarrassing?
Yeah, man. Like, they didn't think that was my girl. They thought that was a hooker, bro. Like, for real, bro. Like, I could see, like, and I didn't get that from the men. That's not who I got that from. Yep. Because all the men were getting in trouble. They were all getting. I seen a wife tell her husband, if that's what you like, won't you go talk to her? Oh Lord.
You know what? We just can't go out.
Yeah, but I know if I didn't go out, I wasn't getting a Scooby snack, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to. So if you had to use one statement that I use, what do you think I was doing that whole dinner after she showed up to my house? I didn't even wait. I went with my move instantaneous. Like you can't come in my house like that. You man, it's weird, bro. She looked so good, bro. I salute. She looked good. I give it to her. She really wore that outfit. It shouldn't be worn by anyone, but she pulled it off. She pulled it off, man. You know. No.
Nobody should be putting that on.
No.
That's why I be looking at Arabic and I be like, yo, that's what they pretty much you can see them curves, everything. So like, your willpower, you're very weak. Stuff like I said, all things like what is fun?
There was nothing left to the imagination, man. Nothing. Nothing. Her ass cheeks were hanging out. Her boobs were hanging, like her pussy print was showing. It was that shit. It was like that shit was painted on her, bro.
I feel. Think about why the men like something like that. Why men like gay? That's what she's gay. It's all. Every time you fuck her, you still trying to make a baby.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a baby.
Yep. Man, this thing been on for 3.5. This thing been on for 3.5 hours, bro. People starting to click out, bro. Hey, look, man. Thank y'all for coming, man. I appreciate y'all being on here. I know this thing about to click out anyway. I will be dropping videos soon. Go check out Trent No Spoon's Coach channel, Old Tony Carter, Fat Guy No More, Experience Optimist, MGTOW Savior, and all the other content producers. Like, share, subscribe. I'll be back. Thank y'all for showing up. That was fire, son.